For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more, call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
Welcome back, everybody. Here we are with Simtrax Broadcasting, coming to you live at Darlington Motor Speedway. This is going to be a great race as we begin tonight with the round of 16. These guys, at least 16 drivers, getting locked and loaded here for tonight, trying to figure out where they are going to place and how fast they can be at this track. And if one thing is for certain, they is super, super slippery here. Many drivers are trying to find where they can tack up, but this race is going to be a little bit different tonight. If you guys paid attention a little bit there in real life, all of our drivers here as well will be running a throwback scheme. Right now, James Loveland, Robert Rader, and Trevor Earhart are the fastest ones out there on the track right now. And that is where they're going to be, hopefully starting. If a couple more drivers can get out there, Daniel Holloway and Travis Gilbert still have some time to knock down some fast times out there on the track. Hopefully this is going to be a good run. But this is remember the 343 presented by the Blue Ridge Volunteer Fire Department from Darlington. This should be a great race. 184 laps, if I'm not mistaken here, Stella, is what we have got on the books here for tonight. 57 laps is where the stage will stop. 5 sets of tires a pit, and of course no fast repairs. Now, obviously, there's going to be a little bit of a contest of who's got the best paint scheme. $25 to that winner, and $30 to the winner of this race. But right now, some people, or my wife would definitely say disgusting, would be that that track temperature sitting around that 70 mark. That is going to be just about impossible to keep these things tacked up and tight. But we're going to run real quick right through our guys of our throwback and take a quick look, and then that way you know who you're looking for, who they are, and how the voting went. All right, everybody, and we are back. Appreciate you guys hanging in. Drivers have gridded up, and they are working their way around the field. Let's get started here. Travis Gilbert, as I said, he had an extra couple laps to try, does secure the pole tonight. James Loveland sits second, Robert Rader third, Trevor Earhart is fourth. Tay McDonald, Michael Bennett starting row number 3. Row number 4 will be Jeremy Burns with Matthew Robinson, Trevor Keith, and finishing out the top 10 will be Devin Hudgens in the 84. Nick Alves starting 11th next to Jacob Sirkovich. We'll talk a little bit about how he got here to make the race tonight. Justice Murphy will be starting 13th next to Alex Forget, Caleb Gilbert, and Tyler Harrison. 15 and 16. Let's keep on going with Kevin Orlando in the 17th position. Chris Nail, brand new driver. He'll be starting 18th. Jeffrey Israel's 19th. And Grant Turner finishes out our top 20 drivers. Grant Thorpe a little late to the show, sitting 21st next to Dylan Smoot, 22nd. Chris Schaefer is 23rd and moving back to John Fike, who ended up 24th. Last driver in the field being Daniel Holloway. He's going to have a hard time fighting his way to the front, as we've seen him be extremely successful racing with these guys the past few weeks. And Stella, I am super excited to see what these guys can do at this odd egg-shaped track where, yes, I may have 20-some-odd drivers, but I know this has started with many, many more drivers before. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. But the NASCAR Throwback Edition Series kicking off here with Travis Gilbert in the front. We'll be able to see how this one gets going. But Stella, talk to me real quick of how many cars were on the racetrack during the, at the very beginning of Darlington.
Oh my goodness, they put 75 cars on the track for the first race, and it went so well I think they had 86 for the second race. They used to stack them up 3 wide. It was pretty impressive, but back then they were lucky if they were going 75 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, well, I know they get 4 or 5 wide going around these oblong turns, but we'll see how crucial turn 3 and 4 are for the drivers. Lining up, pace car is off. Travis Gilbert in the 22 Ford is going to take us away, and off we go. James Loveland sitting in second. Robert Rader quickly sliding into that position in the 53 machine. You can see down on the bottom the red, white, blue car as he gets underneath of Loveland, which means Tay McDonald is going to have a chance to gain another position. You'll notice him in the Quaker State 26 Ford out there. So big time moves already here in the front row. But now let's get a little higher where more trouble is happening, and really more back around that Nick Alves area. Now, Nick Alves is watching Trevor Keith and Devin Hudgens side by side, and right now we just almost saw Trevor Keith break loose here and smash into the wall or drop off the table here, and that is not good. If you see out there in the side piece here where you see the numbers, everything in blue is all of our guys in the championship running, and it will also be highlighted in yellow banner on top of the windshield, the same as the yellow caution that has just come out. So a couple of drivers are having things, and you would not believe who's in this one.
No, I would not, but that was a killer segue. I was fixing to use it myself.
Man. I believe it says Trevor Earhart was involved in this last tangle up here on lap 2. I would expect to see probably a spin out here. Oh, yep, little contact. Looks like he's right there. Ooh, yep. Jesus.
Yep.
Bennett into the wall. Jeremy Burns gets a huge lick there.
All right.
Well,
and everybody successfully goes around him, which is excellent, rather than barreling through.
Yeah, we'll see. Looks like Jeremy Burns will take a double check on his car. Boy, he's got some right front damage there.
Yeah, that's a little worse than the Darlington stripe, isn't it?
Yep, that's not looking good. So we'll see how these guys fare out there on the track. Get back underway. Pit road actually heating up a little bit with a little couple different things. I like the little toss-up here. Grant Thorpe coming down pit road with Grant Turner, John Fike, and Daniel Holloway are working their way down as well. So 1, 2, and 3. Holloway working down, and number 4. Interesting to see Trevor Earhart not visiting pit road.
Maybe he just got a little spin and the contact isn't affecting him?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see if I can get that drone footage back out there. No issue here, and I thought maybe something may have hooked there from the back. Early caution here in this race, Stella. I'm hoping that's not where we're going to see most of this time.
Yeah, last time we were here, we had 8 cautions during the race, but That was actually before the update, we'll say.
Yeah, well, that is another thing to kind of put into perspective of some of the drivers. Is that's also what they're going to be fighting as well, is that there is some issues out on the track. There was an update that actually started here earlier in the night. Everybody had to make a quick download. It should have only been for visuals and nothing else. But I'm hoping nothing is going to change for the drivers out here for the worse. If I'm saying it right, is kind of a couple of guys are going to be having some trouble out here. But now I figure with our first caution underway, choose cone rule in effect. They will have to drop off the table there a little bit and get down into the fresh paved area where the sponsors go, down on the bottom to make sure they pick their lane correctly. Stella will give you a little shout out here for our race sponsor here of the night. Boy, it's a mouthful. They tried to definitely trip me off there. Jeremy Burns sitting in the third. Right now, he is the biggest mover of the race, up 4. And so is Kevin Orlando. He's up 4 as well. But Trevor Earhart losing 17 positions, dropping down to 21st. So he's going to be in the back of this pack, getting going again. But Darlington is not a place I would want to gamble on making a good finish from the back. But let's see how Travis Gilbert, Robert Rader, Jeremy Burns, and James Loveland, our guys in the front 2 rows here, get off as they're almost rubbing the wall here. Yeah. And away we go. Back at it again here for the first race of the round of 16. Travis Gilbert in the way. And if you remember a little bit, I know we're going to kind of reach way back there, Stella, and try to grab a hold of those memory strings. Travis Gilbert was actually running these guys down at the last time during the playoffs. Travis Gilbert was not here enough for the playoffs.
What is happening?
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like Mr. Schaefer might have gotten out of shape back here. Justice Murphy is involved. Dylan Smoot is involved. Trevor Earhart, I believe, is in it again.
Wow.
Yeah. Turn 2, you know, everybody thinks of the Days of Thunder race, and turn 4. It's turn 2 in these next-gen cars. It is almost impossible to hold on to. And remember what I was discussing earlier about that the track temperature is huge right now, and right now it is absolutely atrocious, and it's horrible out there for the drivers to try to figure out how to kind of cope with how slick it is out there on the track. So hopefully we'll be able to see them continue and kind of shape up a little bit here. Let's take a look back at what caused this yellow flag here in the back of the pack. Now, it showed Justice Murphy got in some trouble with and Schaefer did as well. So this may actually happen a lot farther up. Yep, way up front.
Oh.
Schaefer came way off, and it looks like it ricocheted back up and caught Justice. Comes down. I believe that's Sirkovich that got hammered as well. Sirkovich is going to have a good amount of damage. The 23 machine, he got hit as well. That's Schaefer. Let's take a look from Schaefer's car immediately. I do want to take a look at what happens to his car. Or at least up here. Let's see where Justice Murphy is. I got to figure out who breaks loose up here. Because I don't know if that's Degen. Is that Hudgens? I think that might be Hudgens breaking loose
on the inside of 24. Yes. Yeah. Yes, National Guard. That's Hudgens.
Yeah, that turn 2 got him here.
Yeah, 2 lanes, and then he's running sideways, and that was the end of that suit for Justice.
Wow.
Looks like he's almost stuck to the wall. There we go.
See if we can find Trevor Earhart in the middle of all this. Oh, just a little clip there. Oh, man. Man. You know, if you're Trevor Earhart on that one, he got lucky. Holy cow. Smart thinking there. You see that snap to the right there and then sliding past Dylan Smoot.
I suppose that was still pretty.
Holy cow. Yeah, Smoot actually running back in his old Taco Bell scheme. He said he has performed much better out of the Taco Bell.
Maybe it'll bring him luck tonight.
Yep. Oh, he's going to need it right now. He's kind of having a dismal run here, getting caught up in the caution there on lap number 6. Christopher Schaefer, he's out on the track, and I believe Christopher Schaefer and I believe Justin Murphy are both a lap down here. So that is going to be...
Man, that's quick.
Dismal. Dismal, especially 184 laps. Pace car, back off the track. Let's try this again. Hopefully we are not, we don't have caution, end up with yellow fever here, but let's get this one back under green. Here at Darlington, definitely a tough track here is what we're noticing. I do want to hang back just a little bit as Travis Gilbert takes off there, 1, 2, and 3, single file. And I'm looking at right down here on Matthew Robinson, the number 1 Mark Martin Valvoline car. Boy, yeah, that's right. Right as I kind of called it here. There's going to be some trouble right here in this area. We're taking a look around Kevin Orlando. Looks like he's running a Ryan Newman paint scheme in the 27 Alltel. Not too bad. Ooh, man. you see Nick Alves get super close to that wall there. And right now I know a lot of drivers said they are on pins and needles here on this track. And the way it is handling here tonight, it is not favorable. It is sliding all over the place. We lose another driver here in the back.
Oh, no.
All right. See, Chris Nail is slowing down here a little bit, and I believe Jacob Sirkovich might have been in that.
It was Sirkovich.
Yeah, he slowed down just a little bit.
I saw it slurp.
As you can see, as we keep rolling on through here, that some of the drivers are just not able to stay connected to the track. Oh, Hudgens into the wall again. Yeah, Hudgens having a heck of a time here tonight. I'm not sure what's going on. I do want to, it's not to poke fun at him, but what I would love to know, how bad is he fighting this wheel? Because right now, if he is fighting that wheel and he's getting, it's not working for him. Because you'll see some guys as they race, they kind of snap the wheel back and forth trying to keep a hold of it here. And I'm wondering, because that's twice he's been having side draft, and he's unable to keep control of that race car.
Yeah, now is that side draft with the cars or side draft with the wall?
With the cars. So as you see Holloway right there, as he bounces a little bit to the outside to give him a little room to see if a little something's going on here. Hudgens, early problems here in the race, down 9 positions. Started top 10, we're 19th now, rotating back up front. Let's see how Kevin Orlando is doing, as he has been on a hard charge all race, 7 positions up, and he breaks himself into the top 10, chasing Alex Forget. Alex Forget will actually be chasing him in the 19 machine. I know, you're used to that white and red car. But we are rotating through as we get back front, and Caleb Gilbert says he's doing a throwback scheme to Robert Rader's paint scheme.
Okay. Cute.
It's supposed to be a good joke. And right out there in the chat, we got a lot of fans here.
We do.
Of the Jeff Gordon paint scheme. Yeah, not looking too bad there. And you got to admit, when you were the 24 car, I like the little extras that these guys do. It's not just the DuPont Chevrolet anymore. We got the Coastal Chevrolet.
Yes.
So that is perfect. I love it. It's just that little extra attention to detail. We still got that Coastal Financial Chevrolet out there, as well as Trevor Earhart. Trevor Earhart, he also took it from the large...
the Square D.
Yeah, the Square D car. And I believe he's also got he's got an E. So, I mean, it's just that little extra, being able to make sure he gets the Earhart group on the side of that race car there. But Earhart having a boatload of trouble here as we see him scrubbing the wall a couple of times here.
Yeah.
He is having a lot of angle issues here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people out here in the chat. I'm very happy to see that. I mean, the Hudgens clan is rooting on. Terry Earhart's out here. Matt Robinson has a cheerleader of Joshua Abbott. There's somebody else. Timmy Ray is out here. Terry Earhart, of course. There's my Gordon fan. Is out here. Hey, Doug Ross is even making an appearance.
Oh, yeah.
And the Burns team is out there. There's probably about 16 of them if things are going right tonight.
Well, I was going to say, if you're talking 16, do you see how many Timmy Ray says he has out there?
Yeah, true. Ooh. He's got a whole family reunion going at almost 60.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
All right. Well, looks like back down pit road for Christopher Schaefer. Not looking good, as he definitely has some more damage to that car. He's unable to recover. 23 machine will be down many, many laps here, leaving Justice Murphy to end up with the lucky dog position if he can get it here. He's got to stay, keep charging here and wait for a caution if there is one to happen. Let's rotate back through the field where Dylan Smoot trying to recover from the lap 6 caution here, as you see him slicing around Devin Hudgens trying to run down John Fike, and I believe that should be the Dano's car. Yes, it is, sitting in the number 10 Chevrolet. He's at least gained 5 positions tonight. Kind of a really dismal qualifying. But Stella, let's talk a little bit about our race leader of Travis Gilbert. This guy's on a roll, and if you remember how I called it the steel curtain out there, is how Nick Alves drove away with the win, but you had Caleb and Robert Rader kind of blocking out that 22. He was fresh on tires, and he was ready to win it. But, man, if he had the chance to win tonight, that would definitely be a poke in the eye for some of these playoff players.
Yeah, it would be, but I'm looking. Last time I peeked up there, he was less than a second in front of Rader, and now we're looking at second and a half. He's making some definite inroads on moving forward if he can just stop getting gridded up.
Yeah, right now it's showing last lap was actually tied with Robert Rader. Both of them ran identical 29:43 last lap times. So Rader's starting to really turn up the heat a little bit. Oh, man, I think we just saw Robinson get way loose and give the wall a little bit of a kiss there. I think the right rear quarter panel is going to be smashed in just a little bit there, but he is able to recover as the track still remains slick out there. Nobody able to actually gain any more positions here, as the race has kind of slowed down a little bit here, Stella, and drivers just kind of just trying to take their time here and work their way on through and just trying to outlast everybody without any mistakes.
Yeah, well, once they go single file like this, it's more the driver against the track than it is like last week, all clumping up together and playing that number. Right now, it's survival of the fittest.
Yeah, now I'm looking to see a little bit here as Nick Alves is down here on the bottom of the Rainbow Warriors scheme. If he's power shifting here, if he's trying to drop it down a gear and push on through, I'm thinking that might be the key to success through 3 and 4, at least being able to get a good angle and dig and see if he can get away. Stella, is he wearing a Tom and Jerry shirt?
Yes, he is.
Love it. I love it. Guys, don't forget to check into the podcast. I believe Nick Alves has also worn a pink shirt with a unicorn on it. So.
I'm just waiting for the Mickey Mouse shirt,
Oh, yeah. Where's Kevin Orlando? There's Kevin Orlando sitting right in front of Nick Alves here. Kevin Orlando trying to skirt in the dirt and get out of there. Keep on rolling through here. Definitely our starry machine. Not looking very starry. He's out there in the Alltel machine. 27 Ford, that being. Right now, Kevin Orlando's still biggest mover of the race. He's now moved up 8 positions for 9th. So his 27 Ford is really rolling on here. But look who is coming on hard behind him. That is looking pretty good from
like
Alex Forget. Alex Forget, holy cow, he is on a tear right now. Definitely he is keeping this one. And to me, I was kind of tossing around with a couple of the drivers out there, this week, saying, if I had money on a driver to probably win this, I wouldn't want to take a whole lot away. Alice Forget has had a win coming, and last season, and every single time, one of these oddball tracks or one of these short tracks, he fries the tires off his car, but man, he can drive super fast, and he can nail down some of the fastest times out there on the track. He's already run his best time is a 29:36 out there. Now, some of the other guys have run much faster. Travis Gilbert with almost a 29 flat. Alice Forget maybe just getting caught up in some traffic here, a fresh set of tires at the stage break, which is at lap 57, which
yes,
or
52. sometime after 52.
In case there's a caution. Right now we're seeing a few more guys slipping around, but there is still that possibility. But, you know, I think Alex Forget is going to be one to contend with here much later in the race. I don't think right now, yes, he's sitting at least in the top 10. He did start outside the top 10, but I think later on he's really going to kick it in high gear, try to get a few extra stage points, and push down and out for this one. But somebody
Speaking
I
of
would
kicking
love,
in high gear, I gotta mention.
I know you're going to mention Raider,
now.
aren't you?
Yes, he is not running into traffic. He is running in clean air, and he is down to almost a quarter of a second here behind Gilbert. He is reeling him in.
Yeah, it's looking pretty close here so far right now for Robert Raider, only down by 0.4 of a second as he's getting ready to catch him. Notice how Travis seems to be picking up the speed just a little bit, but I was wondering if Travis was actually laying off just a hair, trying to say, all right, man, I've got a nice, comfortable 2-second lead. Maybe I should slack off a little bit, but that might not be the best, as Robert Raider is going to be all over him like white on rice here. That is not looking good here for Travis Gilbert. Let's take a quick look off the back bumper here and see if we can take a look.
Oh yeah, he will give you no quarter. If you miss a turn, if you miss a shift, he will be there.
Oh yeah. Right now, I think Raider's kind of waiting it out here. And remember, he is a playoff driver. You see that yellow strip on top. Good amount of playoff drivers there on the side. Here it comes. Pass on the inside. Raider's going to take it. Oh, Raider doesn't clear. Raider does not clear as they side by side at the line. And Raider might have the advantage here on the bottom. He's going to ride up, cut in front of Travis, and oh man, Travis, a little bit of wiggle there through 1 and 2. And Raider will now be our new leader. So 32 laps led there by Travis Gilbert, and now will be overtaken here by Robert Raider. And we may see Raider, if he is taking it easy on these tires, go ahead and take this one all the way to the stage. But already you see Raider sliding around here, and I don't know if he's pushing a little too hard to catch up.
Yeah, but he likes it out in front. Once he gets there, it's it's no, I can't say that either. He likes the clean air, and he will not resist going for the lap. He will lap everybody.
Oh yeah. He'll try to put as many guys down as he can. Right now, all podium positions covered up by all Fords at this point. Robert Raider, Travis Gilbert, and Tay McDonald. Jeremy Burns teetering just on the outside of that top 3 spots. You can see him running him down as well. James Loveland's number 02 Chevrolet sitting 5th. That moves us to Michael Bennett, who's running the Tony Stewart paint scheme. And the number 14 Chevrolet started 6th, still remains 6th. Not too bad after the kiss off the wall we saw he had earlier. That was definitely a nasty one, but he was able to recover. Matthew Robinson and the Mark Martin. Number 1 Chevrolet out there, Alex Forget. He'll be sitting 8th. Nick Alves and the Rainbow Warrior Machine sitting 9th, and finishing out with our final Chevrolet for the top 10 will be Trevor Earhart. And you want to talk about kicking butt and coming back. He's making it happen. You come back from 23rd all the way to 10th. That ain't too bad here at Darlington.
So are we looking at guys hitting the pits for gasoline? Is this our window?
This may be the time. I think they're going to be able to make it just about halfway. Travis Gilbert, Trevor Earhart, Tay McDonald are working their way down pit now. Interesting to see our first 3 are down. Raider remains out. The 53 machine is going to continue on. Means Burns and Loveland move up. But looks like I don't think Raider's going to stay out there much longer. He's going to know it's time.
There we go.
Yep, keep on going. Burns, he's going to stay out there. Now, keep in mind, Jeremy Burns is actually our points leader here for the season and heading... Yeah, you want to talk about unbelievable. If you guys have ever tuned into the Racing Revolution, oddly enough, yes, Robert Raider is not in the points lead here. And let's take a look. Jeremy Burns is sitting on top with 1,030 points. Caleb Gilbert, 1,026, and so on. Guys sitting in that 1,000 mark, that's exactly where they are because they got in via a win or on points. That goes and separates them from the remainder of the field here. But keep in mind, what blows me away here is you see your 1, 2, and 3 are your Element X drivers, and that is going to be key here later on in the run, here in the season, as I think we're going to see guys pushing later and later on into the playoffs. I mean, we're only at the round of 16, but I think once we start squaring down to 8, it's going to start getting real nasty, and it's going to be either those 3 right there, or they're going to be able to try to run Jeffrey Israel in there and see if they can get all 4 of them into the playoffs.
Do we have any inside story as to why Burns is suddenly 8 and not 9?
Nope.
Okay.
Cough. I was waiting to see if you had anything.
I did not. It was not a riddle. It was a question.
No, I do not have anything as to why Mr. Burns is the 08. He should be in the 09, but I believe he has been in the 8 before. He was the 8 last year, and that may be what we're throwing it back again to this.
Well, you can throw back paint, but please don't throw back numbers.
He's only 1 off. We'll survive.
I'll start thinking I've been throwing back something else if you guys mess my numbers up too. But you're talking about that top 16, then they go down to top 12, then top 8. They're actually going to have a best of the rest competition for this playoff season. And that means money, FYI. For each round, which means each round of 3, like this will be the round of 16 of Darlington, Kansas, and Bristol. They are going to take the driver with the lowest total combined finishing position for all 3 races. And that driver will win $25, and they're going to do it 3 times. Round 2 will be Texas, Talladega, and Charlotte. Round 3 will be Vegas, Homestead, and Martinsville. So, pretty cool.
I'll tell you what's even cooler is the people out there in the chat squaring us off, and Grant Thorpe hitting the wall there a little bit, but they are filling us in to the number 8 is actually for the Blue Ridge Volunteer Fire Department station number.
Excellent.
Boy, I wish he had sent me that in his chunk.
Yes, I had a little bit of info on the Blue Ridge Volunteer Fire Department, but I did not have that they were station number 8. Shameful.
Come on, Jeremy, hook me out here. All right, we're taking a look at Grant Thorpe, who's sitting second. Remember, he did come down on lap 8 for a quick fuel and go, so he'll be able to outstretch it more than everybody else here. He's sitting second. Daniel Holloway, the Candy Man, is actually sitting up in the front right now, sitting in the number 1 position. Right now, he's doing a great job, enjoying his time in the light, getting some lead laps here during the playoffs. Unfortunately, he is not in the chase, but he is going to continue on here. We did see Robert Rader slink past these 2, and he will resume the lead as soon as these guys have to come down pit. So Daniel Holloway, Grant Thorpe, John Fike, Jacob Sirkovich are our drivers who are going to have to revisit down pit road, and they're on their way now. Daniel Holloway is down, Sirkovich is down. Notice Grant Thorpe, our fuel calculator, continues on here in the lead. 45 laps into this thing here, Stella. So far, we had a couple of cautions first thing of the race. And then, actually, if you remember a little bit of last year, it was riddled with caution after caution after caution right there at the ending. I think where guys got bunched up, track started cooling off even more, sliding around, and drivers started crashing around. So that's not a good thing, but still not out of the question here to see if he can continue on. Out there, Douglas Ross is saying congratulations, Daniel Holloway, for the Graceland Shootout Series championship win.
Hey.
Yeah, he collected another one. He had back-to-back. So Adam Robertson and Randy Bledsoe were the other winners over there. Grant Thorpe working his way down pit. That is going to leave John Fike. We'll see if Fike decides to stay out. Now, with the amount of speed he's decelerating, he'll be working his way down, which means Robert Rader getting ready to resume the lead. And I think he may have about a 6-second gap or 5.5-second gap over Tay McDonald here.
Ooh. I'm looking at Earhart here is back down at 22nd and a lap down. That's he was way up at the top.
Yeah, it looked like he may have been fixing some damage. Right now, it shows 55
Ah.
seconds in his pit, which was probably a speeding in penalty.
Oh no.
Yep, because his entire time down pit road was 1 minute and 31 seconds. So the woes continue for the Earhart group. Definitely
Wow.
on the back foot, and he's unable to regain any kind of momentum here. He was fighting back to the front and not able to collect back up, but we've seen crazier things here, Stella. I always say, one caution, he's back on the lead lap, and he's clumped back with the rest of the guys. And he's not, 52 seconds off before he catches the leader, which is another lap or so. So he's got a way to fight around. Justice Murphy as well.
Yeah.
He can't catch a break out here either. Justice Murphy is down 2 laps now. So definitely a couple of guys not having a great night here tonight, but they're going to be able to keep trying on here. But check out Robert Rader passing the start-finish line here, and then we'll snap back. Here comes Tay McDonald. So definitely a decent gap here for Robert Rader, and you know, you kind of I know you don't race much here, Stella, but I would kind of say, looking at how this last pit stop went, where everybody seemed to have taken 4 tires and a full tank of fuel. How does everybody learn from this and kind of keep their head down at what's upcoming for the remainder of this race?
Well, I think a lot of them need to, look at that 4-tire question. I mean, this is basically a super speedway. You shouldn't be frying off the tires that bad. But especially if they're doing it here, lap 45, 48, and you've got a stage caution at 57.
Okay. We'll see. We'll toss that around. I would like to note that Christopher Schaefer has come back to the track for quite some time now. He is down about 18 laps. Jacob Sirkovich down 4. Now, Sirkovich did fight to get his playoff position. And we'll note it just a little bit as to how and why. There was a little bit of a tangle up there with some penalties later on in the season. Parker Johnston actually had that position, the final position on the roster, to get into the playoffs. What ended up happening is there was a protest and a review of the race, and you cannot cross through too many pit stalls. There is a code of ethics in this league where you can only cross through so many. Let's say 3 pit stalls in, you're allowed to go 3 pit stalls out and drive out. Instead of, like in real life, these guys have to loop in one, loop right back out. But it is 3 in and then 3 back out. Parker Johnson unfortunately crossed 5 on the exit of pit.
And it was not contingent with his own pit either. In that particular case, he lost control on pit lane and went through 5 completely unconnected pit stalls. So that hurts also.
Yeah, so one slight mistake, and that is unfortunately what has happened. Jacob Sirkovich now sits 24th, fighting to get his way into the playoffs, but unfortunately he's going to be fighting for his life, not just at this track, but it will be at the next track, as he is unfortunately having a dismal race right now, dropping down 12 positions from where he originally started the race. But I can't say it's from any fault of his own. Remember, he was caught back on that lap 6 caution with Christopher Schaefer, Justice Murphy, Trevor Earhart, and Dylan Smoot. So he has been doing nothing but battling damage out here, and he's just trying to stay out of the way, let these guys race, but be able to put that slurp machine number 18 Chevrolet at least on a position here tonight instead of a DNF.
Yeah. Get it out there. It's a sponsor. Make sure they see it on the camera.
Oh, yeah. Speaking time on the camera, we're going to take a little look here at Jeremy Burns. At his paint scheme here. We'll talk a little bit about the Blue Ridge Fire Department here and kind of what they stand for here at the stage break. Remember, stage break is at 57. So here in just a moment as pit road starts to heat up and drivers start coming down. Stella, I know you got a mouthful. We got a whole list of things we got to talk about the Blue Ridge Fire Department. But Robert Rader leading this one by almost 6 seconds, heading into the stage, and this is right now, he is putting on a clinic, running up on the number 88 machine out there. Right now, that is Chris Nail. He is a brand new driver out here. seeing how well he can do here in the Racing Revolution League. Yeah, not too shabby here. If guys you are looking and like the broadcast, you can tune in on Thursdays as well. We are re-signing back with the Doghouse Racing League starting next Thursday for the Atlanta Duel. So we'll keep an eye out for that. You can go to simtracksbroadcasting.com for that, and we'll talk a little bit about the poll and kind of who won the best paint scheme out there. Kind of see how that goes, and we'll talk about who won that there, Stella. I have the results, but we'll wait until after the stage here, and we'll talk about it there a little bit. Right now, lap 58 underway.
I thought it would be at the end of the race, you'd tell us.
Oh, I don't know. I don't believe so. I think we were supposed to... I can announce it at the end of the stage.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That is
and
the recommendation.
That's $25 to the best throwback scheme,
Yeah,
too.
can you believe that? Unbelievable. Right now, winning stages is Robert Rader. Tay McDonald comes second, so Tay's kind of heading back to the drawing board. He says, all right, I've got enough speed. I've got the time. Best time for Robert Rader was a 29:24. Best time for Tay was a 29:25.
Okay.
So
He's
last
in the
lap
ballpark.
time by Tay was actually half a second faster than Rob there. Rob may have let off. But interesting timing here. We'll see how these guys clump back together and have a go at it. Stella, while we think about it here, talk to me a little bit about Jeremy Burns here.
Okay.
Yeah, and the volunteer fire department. Come on.
Yeah. No. I was waiting for the end of that sentence. This is the Remember 343 presented by Blue Ridge Volunteer Fire Department. Tonight's race sponsor is the Blue Ridge Fire Department, and they were established in 1976 following a fatal fire in Clark County, Virginia, which is 50 miles west of Washington, D.C. This station sits on the Blue Ridge Mountains with one of the hardest sections of the Appalachian Trail passing through their response area. Blue Ridge provides advanced life support, water rescue, technical rescue, and fire suppression. They operate 2 fire trucks, a water tanker, brush truck, medic unit, and an ALS chase car. The majority of their volunteers also work as career firefighters in other jurisdictions, but they choose to volunteer their services at Blue Ridge also, since the career staff is limited in Clark. Blue Ridge lives by the motto, neighbors helping neighbors, and they are proud to have the opportunity to be sponsoring this race in remembrance of 9/11 and the 343 first responders who lost their lives that day. And we thank you, Jason Burns, Fire Chief of the Blue Ridge Volunteer Fire Department, number 8.
Hell yeah. Love it. I love it. I love it. Make sure we got a good shout out for those boys out there. Appreciate for everything that they do. I definitely hate seeing guys risk their lives every day, but somebody's got to do it, and they definitely do one hell of a job doing it. Out there in the chat, a couple of people have voted and decided who is the paint scheme winner here, and you wouldn't believe who. Let's go ahead and see if I can grab him while we have the chance. Robert Rader, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All righty, man. Well, looks like the votes are in the race. Who wins the best paint scheme out here?
Me?
I knew it. I just wanted you to say it. Me.
Me?
Man, oh man. Talk to me. What inspired the paint scheme?
NASCAR Racing 2003 season, man. It's I think it's what iRacing is basically built on. I think a lot of guys in here probably started with sim racing with that way back in the day. So it just seemed cool. You know, 53 doesn't have a lot of options number-wise for throwbacks. It's a pretty rare number in NASCAR, so just wanted to come up with something interesting and something cool, and I guess it resonated, so guys voted for it, which is pretty cool. And the funny part is I don't think anybody on my team voted for it, so we did it without the team.
Ouch.
Dang. Oh, no, I did notice during the voting it did require a email address, and I said, oh, he's tracking who voted. Oh, that's not good. All right, man, so we finished this one by over 5.5 seconds of lead time. You know, everybody else is back to the drawing board, figuring out what they're going to do to try to overcome. You let Travis Gilbert get away there for a little bit. You sat back and let him win it. How, is this going to happen again? Or are you going to drive away with it? Or do we kind of hold back here at the beginning?
It's really hard to pass. So, I mean, I just wanted to keep the car clean in the stage, score some points that, in case something happens later on in the race, we'll be okay. And that seemed to work out good. So, Travis, I mean, he's really fast until I think he might have got a little damage there that held him up. But
ooh, look who's right behind you.
I'm
All right,
not really sure what that was, but all right.
He has returned.
We'll go get him, I guess.
All right, Rob, good luck to you, man. You are not in the lead in points, but we definitely expect to see that change. Good luck to you out there, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So he wins the stage. He wins the paint scheme, so that should be $25 for him for the best paint. Back under green. Here we go. 53 taking it off. And Robert Rader is getting some distance here on Travis Gilbert, and I mean quick and in a hurry. Right now, Jeremy Burns not real happy with the 22 sliding across his nose like that. Checks up just a hair, and you can see what that causes. Definitely some big-time separation here as they shoot down the backstretch. Let's rotate back through where Nick Alves is about to run into some trouble as Kevin Orlando makes contact here with Tay McDonald. So as these guys bunch back up, we did see him single file, hard to pass, but man, we got him smashed all together again, and we're about to start a whole boatload of trouble out here on the track. Let's rotate back to Matthew Robinson. Matthew Robinson sitting right there in front of the 54 of Caleb Gilbert. Right now, Robinson hoping for the best here of the race. He's having a heck of a time trying to stay clean. I know he's been hammering off the wall a couple of times and seen a lot of things happen in front of him here, but down toward the bottom he goes, sending Smoot back. Caleb Gilbert going for the 2-for-1 right behind him. And now Caleb Gilbert taking a quick peek, loses some traction on the front wheel, and he's going to fall back into 11th position as Matthew Robinson holds on to 10th firmly.
My goodness, these guys. Yeah, it's much more exciting when they're bunched up, I have to admit, because it's a little bit of this, a little bit of bump in here, a little accordion effect there, and versus just follow the leader.
Yeah, well, somebody who didn't appreciate it was Tony Stewart out there driving his paint scheme is Michael Bennett here tonight. Right now he's rolling around there in 9th. Unfortunately, down 3 positions from where he originally started this race. So is number 14 Chevrolet on the charge behind James Loveland. What better person to follow behind until Loveland almost kills it there. Loveland way almost takes it out there. Once again, exit of turn 2. There it is again, claiming another victim. So he goes from 8th to 13th in a blink of an eye, getting ready to lose another position. Looks to Chris Nail here as he's overheated his tires. Stella, we are already seeing this happen over and over and over again where drivers coming out of turn 2. There's definitely a certain lane you got to be in to remain fast and keep on the track.
Yeah, they've got to find that line, and I think a lot of these guys, they're fine. They can do the line, and then all of a sudden somebody pushes them a little higher or pushes them a little lower than what they're used to doing, and all of a sudden it's hell breaks loose.
Oh yeah. Now let's see if we can rotate on through. Quick moment while we can. I may have to go back to the sketcher here and figure out if we can fix this up. Let's go ahead and transfer over to our driver cam mashup. Definitely got a couple new faces out there on the cams. Drivers going back and forth. Right now we should have a new driver down there in the bottom right. That should be Tyler Harrison. Number 45 looks a little more relaxed. I know, and the worst part is if I start flicking people off. Here's why I say we gotta go back.
Excuse me?
Well,
why are you flicking people off?
Watch, like if I take Matthew Robinson, here's Grant. There's Grant Turner. If I take the 45 off here, there's Grant Thorpe. So right now the two Grants are covered up. Yeah, I gotta get a few more blocks here to get these guys squared away. But speaking of squared away, let's talk about something that's terrible. As we were getting to that, we're back under caution.
Yes. I saw hands flying in the air.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, I bet you Trevor Keats was one of them and Justice Murphy was the other. So we've got a huge problem here. as it looks like Grant Thorpe had a problem back here. And let's see what happens. Whoa, is that Hudgens? Yep, that's Hudgens. Here's Thorpe.
Oh.
Might have got bumped there by Holloway. Oh, no.
Yep. Oh.
Yeah, Turner
Straighten
looks
it
like he
back out.
turns into him.
Straighten it back out.
The two Grants grant each other, look like some pace, pit lane time.
Ah.
So that's Grant Thorpe here. Let's go back up to Trevor Keith and see what causes the big caution. Because this is going on in the background. Oh, no. And Trevor Keith spins around and Justice Murphy caught in another one.
He's just minding his own business back there. In the middle, nobody around. Jeez.
Well, the worst part is he had also avoided when Grant Thorpe was spinning there.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Try to see if we can snap
My
back here.
Goodness. You know, there's a little thing going on out there that says you need to get back on the track and Timmy Ray will take your place.
Yeah. I don't think Timmy Ray likes me much.
You're always that man. But he does have something. He says, keep the family in your prayers. The people that own the Super B Speedway, they lost one of their workers Saturday night at the racetrack. So, you know, it's all a big happy family. So keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
Mm. Dang. Yeah, I hate that, man. But I always say, what do they say about sport? If there's a chance of some serious injury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, then they say it's not a sport. So this is dangerous. I mean, when you got tires flying off at 150 miles an hour, you know, slinging across the track. I mean, I think we at Talladega they had one take a fan out.
Oh.
I think Ryan Newman at Daytona, the shrapnel from his car went through the safety fence.
Yeah, they've done some extra work on the fences and the sidewalls and things like that. So they try to keep everybody safe, but it's a speed sport. Let's just put it that way. But these guys are a little safer than most.
Yep. All right, let's see how this choose cone rule works out. And you'll kind of take a look. They've got to run through that dark section here on the bottom. All four tires have got to be in the dark section.
All in or all out?
Yep. So we'll kind of rotate back to the field. A couple of the guys here in the back. That will give us a chance to look up front. Israel takes the outside. So does Tyler Harrison. He takes the outside. Grant Turner decides to stay back. Driver still down pit road. John Fike. He's working his way out of pit now. Let's see if he can get back up to the front. Looking to see Justice Murphy still. He's able to survive here.
He's rolling.
Good Lord.
Remember, there are no fast repairs in this league unless they are on a super speedway. So that would be no fast repairs tonight.
Well, I want you to also look there in 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th are our guys who were in the chase. They're in the bottom 20. That is not looking good. I mean, Earhart's sitting 19th. I mean, right now you got to be kind of 12th and up, you know, to start staying safe moving into farther into this round here. But let's get her going again. Travis Gilbert, Robert Rader here in the front. Gilbert was able to obtain the lead here, and now he's going to see if he can pull away. But has he learned anything from the first time? That only 38 laps or 36 laps of him being in the lead, and Rader will be able to run him down. But the exit of turn 2 starting to catch a couple more drivers at it again. Right now, I think Justice Murphy caught in it. Boy, he got out of the way, letting these guys duke it out here in the front. A few more cautions going to allow a few more drivers back onto the lead lap. Again, turn 4 already starting to provide more trouble here for Grant Turner in the 06. Seeing if
I
we
believe
can-
Grant Thorpe would be the one to get Lucky Dog if we do go in again.
Yes, he would be the first one to get his lap back. Continuing on through, we are looking at Trevor Earhart. Earhart now sitting 17th, riding on the inside here. He's been in nothing but trouble here all race. Trying to see if he can get back already with a pit road penalty. One wreck, 2 wrecks actually, lap 2 and then lap 6. Fighting some damage, trying to get this car fixed, trying to get back on track, but has remained here on the lead lap. He's getting out in front. So right now, not too bad here by Trevor Earhart. Sitting 17th, 13 down from where he originally started. So that 21 Chevrolet still got a lot of work to do. Now let's find where the Candyman is. Up 13 positions for him, sitting 12th, Jeffrey Israel. He is out there gambling for a good spot, taking a peek for the top 10, but he'll have his own teammate of Caleb Gilbert in front of him. But boy, oh boy, right now the top 10 is loaded up with all our guys who have made it to the playoffs except Travis Gilbert. Right now, I bet you starting to think, man, if I had enough time, he'd be out there leading this one.
Yep. Yep, all the way to 11th, actually. Jeff Israel is also in that top 16, and he'd be hoping to get a nice high spot because he is below the cutoff for the next series.
Oof. Yeah, we got to be careful there, as we already see James Loveland working around Nick Alves. Alves preferring to stay at the high side. Now, this worked out beautifully for him during the playoffs last year. He hung back a little bit, and he was able to turn it up much later in the race by using the high side. Looks like Nick Alves is not shying away from that, and he will continue to use that as long as he's battling with somebody. So right now we're taking a look. That is Nick Alves in the Rainbow Warrior scheme, chasing along Caleb Gilbert. James Loveland has now moved up a few more positions. And remember, Loveland was actually the one that was breaking loose there and almost lost control,
yes.
But he saved it, returns back to the track, and he's going to keep fighting on here. But I've got to give it to you, kind of who do you think is your underdog here in the top 10 that you may or may not have expected to see doing so well here tonight?
Oh, who I didn't expect to see? I was going to say who I expect to see continuing to move up would be Alex Forget. I know they're all on the team thing still with Raider and Burns up there, but Alex Forget is still right at the number 12 cutoff. He's got something to prove. He's got to get up and go now.
Yeah, well, we tried. He was definitely under scrutiny last time he was here at Darlington for a possible Hail Melon, which is him taking 3 and 4 and trying to slide around the turns to see if he could recover and come back and win the race, but he was unable to do that. Right now, he is sitting 5th. I would probably say the driver I would pick right now is Matthew Robinson. The way I talked and kind of the multiple things we had conversations about, he felt confidence level of 0. He said this track is extremely slick. He wasn't able to keep traction, and it's not just him. He said him and a couple of the other drivers out there are almost petrified of this race car because it's unruly. You can't predict what it's going to do, and right now he's up here running in 6th. So if he can get a top 10 finish right now, that would be huge here for Matthew Robinson. Like I said, he came in here with absolutely no confidence of even having a possibility of being where he is right now. But if he can stay clean out there, if he can get good pit stops, not speeding in, avoiding the barrels at the beginning, which seem to come out and bite everybody, there may be a good chance that we maybe see this guy into the round of 12, if not already the round of 8, with good, consistent finishes here for the remainder of this season.
Yeah, if he's talking about an unruly, hard-to-control car, he should be trying this with an 87.
Yeah, no kidding. 87 is a little more unruly. 100 laps left to go here at Darlington. This is remember the 343 presented by the Blue Ridge Volunteer Fire Department from Darlington Raceway. This is going pretty well here so far. Only actually a few cautions out there, a little more than we expected. Actually, I believe it was 4 to be exact. One of them under scheduled caution there at 57 as the guys cleaned up. A couple of drivers out there trying to kind of test the waters here a little bit. Travis Gilbert has broken away again from Robert Rader, but Rader already starting to reel him in yet again. So that 1 second gap, it's not going to be forever. But I would say Rader's sitting back, and he is trying to make sure that he is not going to be caught off guard this time. Very unusual from Season 1, very unusual from Season 2. That Robert Rader had the most amount of wins, the biggest margin of victory. He had the most led laps in both these seasons. Comes into the playoffs in third. He had a dismal beginning of the season. I mean, I've never seen him drive so poorly. And I think it's just bad luck. I mean, we're seeing Justice Murphy with a terrible night here tonight. It's nothing that he can't drive. It's just this is not his night. And he's getting blasted out there no matter where he is. I mean, we just saw him minding his own business, gets clipped, and then, come on, man. One time.
I've watched him this whole season having, just dismal nights. It's I hate to pity somebody or feel sorry for somebody, but through no fault of your own, just being crushed every week, that's gotta hurt. Do all your practice, do all your, you're figuring out what your line is, and go out there and get demolished.
Oh yeah, yeah, but Robert Rader definitely is going to be in some trouble. Let's get back to the battle here. Back for the 4th position as Alex Bourget is passing Jeremy Burns here. Burns going down a spot. Yeah, it doesn't seem he's too worried about that. Go ahead and let them battle it out and deal with it at another time. Burns will most likely follow behind him for a little bit of fuel savings here. Let's find out somebody who wasn't too interested in fuel savings. Of Michael Bennett. It looks like he may have been slipping out of turn 4 there. And we are back under caution. I believe we have the number 06 is in it this time.
Uh-oh.
See if we got a broken toe link.
That's what I was looking for. No, we're rolling.
4 tires spinning. Good news. There's only one other thing we can check. Let's see if we can tap into his cockpit view here. No, that steering wheel's cocked pretty good. Yeah, he might be fighting some issues here. Boy,
his whole hood is bouncing.
Yep. All right, let's take a look back and see what happened to Mr. Turner here. This may be a solo incident. Oh. Yep, he's sliding.
Yep. Oh, that's that snap.
Yes.
That's the snap that everybody's talking about.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, but really good thing by everybody here not getting caught up in that one as well. Them sliding on around, but I gotta admit, Stella, we're now looking at the guys coming down pit road now. All that lead. Everybody's starting to set up. Everybody's starting to kind of think back to square one. Let's go ahead and get it now. Let's see if we can reach back in your memory. Does anybody get the lucky dog?
Should be Grant Thorpe.
Ooh, is he back on the lead lap?
I don't know.
Drum roll. I believe he is on lap 89. Yes, he will be back onto the lead lap.
Yes, full minute behind at this point, but lead lap.
Yeah, he'll dart back up to the front. Yeah, interesting enough, Grant Thorpe did come down on lap 70.
Okay.
To pit. I was back with the Trevor Keith Justice Murphy incident. Grant Thorpe will work his way around. Pit road may open back up for him to come down and quick throw some tires on, or he's going to be way off cycle here, about 20 laps short from where everybody else is fuel and goad.
Yeah. Good. I'm so sorry.
Can't be fuel and gone. Fuel and go.
It's just I've never quite heard that. I couldn't help it.
All right. Caleb Gilbert working his way back down. As will be for his 4th time tonight. Interesting enough, notice Travis Gilbert still remains in the front number 1 spot here in the race.
But that's everybody has now pit, I think, from what I can see.
Grant Thorpe working his way down as well.
Yeah.
Few drivers spending a little extra time. Grant Turner is down pit road, trying to get his squared away. Sirkovich is down there as well. Turner is dealing with he has got a substantial amount of damage. Justice Murphy trying to piece that thing back together. He's got some tape on it. Back out he goes. And Christopher Schaefer as well. He's fixing some of the damage on the front of his car, but he is down a monster amount of laps here.
I hope it's 200-mile-an-hour tape and not Scotch tape.
Much as these guys are banging each other together, they'll probably be able to fuse them together as bent up as they're getting.
All right, so we're looking at Gilbert, followed by Rader, McDonald, Forget, Burns coming in at 5th, followed by Bennett, Robinson, Loveland, Israel, hey, he's up in 9, and Daniel Holloway bringing in the top 10.
Oh, yeah. I like how you bring in the top 10. We might shuffle it up here just a little bit as Tay McDonald is going to get a front row start on the outside line. Both Travis and Robert Rader
Took inside.
Yeah, took inside line starts. Gutsy move. I love to see it. Alice Forget, he'll be starting on the outside. And I'll tell you what, Element X is starting to kind of clump their guys together as well. Right now we are seeing Alice Forget, Michael Bennett, Nick Alves kind of just outside the top 10 there. But we do have Robert Rader, Jeremy Burns, and Jeffrey Israel sitting in the top 10. And then remember, Caleb Gilbert had to revisit down pit road for a quick splash and go for a 4.5 seconds. So a little something different, trying it here in the back. Interesting enough, we'll have guys back on fresh tires again. We'll see how this goes.
On this pit stop, they did fresh tires?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, 14.5 seconds down pit road for most.
That would do it.
Barney in the flag stand. Yeah. All three Fords in the front three getting going here. Travis immediately slides back to the top lane, which may leave Rader jammed underneath. Nope. Rader going to keep the hammer down to get out in front of the 26 of Tay McDonald. Tay trying to see if he can run these guys down and at least remain competitive. But look how fast these guys get back single file. They've got to make the move soon before the spread apart happens. Let's keep an eye here on Kevin Orlando, seeing if he can slice on around James Loveland. Loveland already learned a little bit there since his slip up there earlier in the last run. In the past stint, he ended up slipping coming out of 2. He's going to look to avoid that again. But Stella, notice how some of these guys heading into 1 actually put the left tires below the dotted line and get the swing up. Oof.
Yeah. Michael Bennett took some kind of swing there.
Yeah, Bennett now off pace here. He's going to be falling back there a little bit, loses a spot to Loveland. Daniel Holloway, the Candyman, is going to be taking a look, but Bennett deciding to stay here on the bottom rather than push his luck on the outside as he continues on through. Loveland, pole, yeah, clears him. So Bennett falling on back here, and that leaves him still with the top 10, but still on the front. Alice Forget sitting third. He puts Travis Gilbert behind him. As Travis Gilbert, something may have happened. He slipped up just a little bit here in the front, falls down from the first position down to 4th. Gilbert may have had some trouble. We'll see if we can get that drone footage out there, see if there's any damage to the right front of his vehicle. Everything looks A-okay, but that thing is all out of sorts. As you can see him wiggling a little bit through the turn. So right now,
I didn't know whether that was normal or not.
Yeah, that car is handling like garbage right now. Already 77 degrees still on the track, 74 in the air. I don't think wind is going to be much of a problem out there, but you've got to start considering, if you're one of the drivers here up there with Robert Rader, you've got to wonder, can I run him down? Do we work together? Can it hang out and make things happen? Because right now you've got a guy from Performance Motorsports sitting third. I mean, do you want to work with another teammate from another team for Go for Broke Racing with Tay McDonald in the 26? I mean, this could be, how do you start creating relationships out there with other rival teams here in the playoffs?
Well, they were talking about this earlier after last race, was that there will be no big clumping and no, team type of thing. Because it's difficult now that we've got the playoffs going. You know, how is that whole team dynamic? Will it work for them or against them in moving them up the line?
Well, you kind of wonder if any sort of team effort would help. The team effort did work during the regular season, and that's why you see the top 3 are the Element X Racing teammates. So they've almost walked themselves into the final 8 with the amount of stage points they've collected and pushed through. So they almost just need to race for themselves, and the amount of points they've already collected will push them on to the next step. But right, you know, Jeremy Burns has such a leg up here. This may be just kind of a layup for him here later on in the playoffs, and that's what you want to do, is not sweat teetering right on the edge there, or you're, hey, I made it, but I'm still trying to battle in. Like Surkovich, you know, right now this is a really bad time to be having a race like this. I mean, you got to come out here, and this is all about consistency. I mean, you need to win every single one of them, but you need to come out here and you got to have the consistency. And right now, for Justice Murphy and Jacob Surkovich and Grant Thorpe right now, this is not a race they needed. And seeing how the rest of this schedule, I don't know how much easier it's really going to get.
Yeah, well, I'm also looking, you know, Jeremy Burns may be on the top of the ranking list for playoff points right now, but he's only 4 points ahead of Caleb Gilbert in second place. So there's, you know, it's no time to slack off. Oh, we have caution.
Yep, have a caution. Take a look and see how this goes, and we're going to maybe wishing he hadn't have gotten a splash of fuel here. Caleb Gilbert is involved in it. I believe Devin Hudgens is as well. 84 machine may have spun out here. We'll take a little look at it here. Kind of top side.
Oh.
Whoop.
Oh. No, he turned Nick. Oh, he turned Nick. Ah. Oh. Ah.
Father turns son
turn it,
here.
turn it,
Oh,
turn it.
Caleb.
No. No, that'd be Loveland. Father turns son.
No, I was looking up here at Caleb Gilbert. Look at how after the wreck here. Gets clipped, and here comes Trevor Keith.
Ouch. He got away pretty scot-free, though. Kind of squeaked right between there.
Wow. Joshua Abbott pretty happy to see how Matthew Robinson's doing out there. Robinson is still sitting 6th out there on the track. Deciding not to pit just yet. He last pit on lap 90. So far, so good. Consistency is starting to pay off for him here. Wow, this...
Yep. But so much for that lead that Raider had.
Yeah.
It's gobbled up now.
Devin Hudgens, Caleb Gilbert, Grant Thorpe, John Fike, Trevor Keith down pit road. Trevor Keith has been in his pit box for at least 1 minute and 15 seconds now. Grant Turner still down pit for almost 2 minutes. He's still trying to piece his car back together, which means a driver is going to get a lap back. I believe Jacob Surkovich should be the one to get the wave around here.
Yeah, but he won't be back on the lead lap. Last I saw, he was 4 down.
Yes, he will get at least one of them back. Need a few more cautions to get back on track. Man, oh man. Daniel Holloway now working his way down pit road. Daniel Holloway has visit pit road now for the 8th time tonight.
Goodness.
The only person to visit it more is 9 times, and that is our fuel calculator, Grant Thorpe. Yep.
Look at how bumpy that track is.
Yes, it is extremely rough. It is extremely rough.
And it seems the lower they go, the bumpier it gets?
Yes.
Okay.
Seems to be a good resurfacing here toward the top edge. But once they get below that apron, it's about impossible. And how it kind of jerks the car around a good bit.
I don't think it's been repaved since 2007. I think it's due.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so was Rockingham, but I would say some of these tracks are good or are better on the old pavement, but they're not too good on the new pavement. I think I don't know, like the pavement at Atlanta. I think that would have been
just gonna say,
that would have
was
been
that
good staying the way it was, but some people like that super speedway. Ooh.
Yes. What? Inside lane. Okay.
I wasn't sure if we had to have all four before the
Yes.
start-finish line.
At the beginning of the block.
Okay, at the beginning of the box. Okay.
Yes.
See? That's why I got you here. Speaking of being here, guys, don't forget to stay tuned in for the remainder of this race. I'm sure it's going to clean up here, and we'll be back underway. Next week, we will actually be at Kansas for the Echo Electric 200, and then don't go away the week after that, Bristol. That's one of my favorite tracks out there for the All About Bugs 250. That's going to be 250 laps. Everybody says, oh my gosh, that's so many laps. No, it's not. It's not. Well, when drivers are doing it for 15 seconds a lap, they should be hammering through those things 4 laps a minute. So it's going to tick away very, very quickly. Quick check in on Trevor Earhart. He's sitting 12th, trying to fight his way back. Let's see if he can get back to the top. A lot of drivers with damage out there. Going to see if they can recover. Right now, Trevor Keith is down a lap now as he's suffered massive damage after that hit to the wall. We are back under green. 9 of our Chase Cup drivers sitting in the top 10 here. Travis Gilbert already clips the wall heading into 1. These guys did pit back on lap 90. Some other drivers pitting back on lap 104. So 14 laps fresher fuel and tires. That might be the make or break of this race. But Travis Gilbert is way out of shape here for this race. Whatever has happened is not good to his race car here. Oh, Michael Bennett.
Yep. Not
Michael
wrecked, just
Bennett
took a way swing on the inside.
Well, I got to give it to him, and right now he did not swing up and take anybody else out.
No.
So that leaves Matthew Robinson here to 8th. He'll be on the inside of Kevin Orlando, who seems to be driving with his eyes closed there. Almost clipped him. Not looking good, so Matthew Robinson trying to regain a position. He's going to try to run Kevin Orlando into Travis Gilbert here and run him down. But the only person who might be able to run down Robert Rader is Alex Forget, who is right behind him, chasing him down. Let's take a ride along with him here and see what this looks like. Man, he's got a good turn
like
exit.
He's checking, it looks like he's checking to see what octane fuel is coming out of that muffler.
Yep. Alex Forget getting a good roll through the turn here. Boy, oh boy, this could be very, very interesting here for Alex Forget as an opportunity. Notice kind of the triangulation of the turn. Rader almost looks like he nudges the wall just a hair there. Rader not one to make many mistakes here, Stella.
No, not here, but I have seen him have nights where that wall is calling.
Turn 4. Kind of get a general idea of what we're looking at here as these two drivers, I mean, so close. Alex Forget now running as fast as turn 1 with a 14:15 out there, matching Robert Rader's time. So right now these guys are keeping it here. I'm sure Rader might be slacking off just a bit, but I don't know if Alex Forget is pushing too hard to keep it close. We'll check in here in just a little bit. Let's rotate back to Kevin Orlando. They seem to negotiate it around Travis Gilbert. Robinson not quite yet, still trying to get around him here as Travis Gilbert holds the outside line. This is the battle for 7th position. Robinson dropping it off the table just a little bit here. Loveland's not going to push the subject and allow it to happen. Robinson getting a good run. Here it comes back to the inside again. Right now Travis Gilbert getting definitely a driver's door full of that number 1 Chevrolet as he takes over. Dives into 3 here, but Travis Gilbert might try to swap it up here. Dive back toward the inside. Right now, this is looking pretty sketchy here for Matthew Robinson. Let's take a look right off that corner. Boy, look at that camera angle.
So close.
Yeah, I love it. Right now, taking a look off the back bumper here of Matthew Robinson as he now starts to put the distance.
Yeah, Joshua Abbott out there is going to be happy about this.
Plenty of battles going on out the back. We see right now Travis Gilbert is behind Matthew Robinson here. James Loveland behind him, and you can already see that third car kind of teetering in the back there. That is Trevor Earhart returning back to the top 10.
You know who else is in the top 10 that'll really help his standings is Jeffrey Israel. He's number 5.
Yes, he's gained 14 positions in his number 6 Ford here tonight. Right now, he couldn't be happier. This thing is on a roll. Alice Forget now has fallen off half a second, so he's already on the roll back here. And let's see if he can at least keep it close. I know Robert Rader, we'll see if he fries his tires off. If Alice Forget may be playing him a little bit and let Rader try to run away with a little bit and then run them down. But interesting enough, Nick Alves, after some of that damage, Alves has dropped down to 14th. A couple of people out here in the chat are kind of, they're out there rolling the dice and saying right now Nick needs to keep that paint job permanently. I believe we have a lot of Jeff Gordon fans out here that miss that paint scheme because it brought Jeff Gordon a lot of luck. A lot of luck. And I know even during the All-Star race, out there, and the Nick Alves ran the T-Rex car. So he definitely throws it out there. And right now, seeing that he's got Coastal all over that car, that definitely might be the paint scheme to keep. So Alves, down 3. He's sitting 14th. Let's find somebody who's moving on their way up. Bennett, trying to see if he can recover back.
That's the only problem, though. You know, right now, the paint is beautiful, but his placement is not.
It's garbage. All right, we'll keep an eye as I want to rotate up to our new driver here, Tyler Harrison. Now, Harrison, he's a little bit new here, but he seems to be kind of hanging in there pretty well. What are you seeing out there, Stella?
Not bad at all. I mean, I like his line.
Yeah, definitely notice the wheel, and I'm kind of keeping an eye out there and seeing how it's working out for him here. If he's having to jerk this thing around a whole lot. We saw a couple of drivers, as you see Hudgens back on the bottom. Something might be going wrong with Hudgens' car again. Yeah, unfortunately, Hudgens did come down on lap 103 as he continues to battle this on through. Yeah, see how the wheels bouncing around him? That force feedback is definitely wearing him out.
Yeah,
You know?
he has not paddle shifters, but gear shifters. Sequential.
Yes.
Or something.
Remind you of somebody else?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at somebody else with a sequential shifter. Where Jeffrey Israel rolls on back, now 10th.
Wow.
Yeah, I bet you he either spun coming out of 2 or little contact there. Trevor Earhart now 9th. Still getting it one at a time, clicking them off. There it is, see? There's a sequential. Another shift, getting up to 5th as he dives into 1 and 2 here. On the roll he goes. So Trevor Earhart, not too bad here. He would love to come back. Alice Forget was down half a second. And is starting to pick up the pace again. So we'll keep checking in with these two here in the front as Alice Forget pulls it down to within a quarter of a second. Not too bad. Kevin Orlando, highest place of the day for him, sitting 5th. Jeremy Burns is 4th. Tay McDonald remains 3rd. Looks like Orlando might be making a bid here for 4th. Let's see how these two do. Jeremy Burns sitting in 4th position right now. Let's take a look and see if he's dealing with any force feedback issues, because notice how firm that wheel is. Rolling it on through, nice and easy.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be fighting that much feedback out there. This track being as bumpy and as tough as it is. You can see him trying to square it away, make sure he's got the nose of that car facing where he wants it to.
Whoops, oops.
Oh,
He just bumped his booty. Wow. But Jeremy held on to it.
yeah, that he did.
Lost a few places, but he's still in the mix.
Yep. That does move Kevin Orlando up, though. Kevin Orlando still on a roll here. Now 13 positions gained. Right now, he's got to be ecstatic. He can't believe this is happening. From the tangle up there at Atlanta, he's got a couple wins here on the year. And is now up, and caution.
We have a caution.
Caution. John Fike.
Still got 60 laps.
Oh. We got a boatload of damage to the front of that race car.
We have no front of the race car. I think it'll need a little bit more than tape this time.
Yep, go ahead and say it. Danos is about to be a Dano nose. Let's take a look back at what happened to John Fike here. Is this a single?
Oh, Lord, have mercy. Yep.
That was violent.
Wow.
That
Great
was
googly
violent.
moogly.
Let's take a look at it from the inside here.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I'm going to jar my teeth.
he didn't even...
Wow.
You see how the wheel input? It got going and it spun around on him. Holy cow. Well, if a positive here is for all the drivers on the lead lap, and this is a scheduled pit stop.
Oh.
Everybody
Yeah,
come down, put tires on, and do it again.
It's 60 to go. Okay, and then what? They have one more green flag
Right.
pit stop before the end.
Now, seeing we've had 6 unscheduled cautions here in the race, there's bound to be another one. Oop, somebody missed their pit box, number 45 there. Tyler Harrison, his Toyota, missed it just a hair there. Alex Forget's got to hurry up and get out. He is not to speed on the way out. Boy, Tay McDonald, I think, got him. Tay McDonald at the line, smoked him right on out of there. That was close. Driver still down pit road. Nick Alves, Tyler Harrison, Grant Thorpe, Daniel Holloway, and Fike. He's going to be down there a while.
Yes.
Devin Hudgens as well. I'm starting to think, boy, that's a lot of damage to the side of the 45. Nick Alves, he might be finding some damage as well.
Oh.
Alves going to have to hurry up here as guys scoot on out. And trust me, these guys will be ever so critical on how they come in and out of pit road now.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah, I believe that is Justice Murphy down pit, Sirkovich as well.
Harrison, Fike, Sirkovich, Keith, and Israel. If I see that right.
Yep. Let's see. So Trevor Keith
And-
down pit. Right now,
and
Keith
Hudgens.
is just getting started. Israel's been down here almost 14 seconds.
Ouch.
So we'll see if Israel... Yep, no, that's okay. 14 seconds is 4
Okay.
tires and a go.
Yep.
Boy, that's going to definitely bunch these guys up. Pace car working his way
Yes, we
around,
do.
though. They do have some time. Grant Thorpe still sitting down pit road. There's the pace car.
Yeah, he just pulled back in.
Yeah, he's got to hurry up. Exiting 4. Grant Thorpe remains. He just got his lap back here. Oh, man.
But he can't speed. Can't speed, can't
Yeah,
speed.
he might
can't
make
speed.
it, though. He might make it. If you also consider, even if pit road is closed, as you see the red lights flashing down there at the bottom right of pit road, he did exit too close to the pace car. What's the penalty for that, Stella? It's a trick question. You don't know. It's an end of the line penalty. They'll end up putting you toward the end of the line. Well, if he is in pit, he's going to be at the end of the line anyway. Go ahead and sop up an extra 12 seconds of repair time. Get back out there. So that's A-okay. So he'll be out there and go. What you don't want to do is a situation like that. You're sitting 5th, and now what?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I was trying to calculate that Darlington, let's see, the pit road speed is 45 and the caution laps are done at 50. So it was only going to be a 5 mile an hour, difference between what he could do and how fast they were coming up on him.
Yes.
Some of them differ greatly. Some of them have a 10 mile an hour. Some of them, oh heavens, Talladega, pit road speed's 55, but the caution laps are done at 70. So, I was just, doing the math, and we are under green.
That we are. Tay McDonald losing some positions here on that inside line. Kevin Orlando, there he goes, getting himself a podium position, but can he hold out for the remainder of the laps of this race? Jeremy Burns, whoa, boy, Jeremy Burns in a bad spot here, as it looks like Travis Gilbert and guys are trying to wreck him here.
Again.
Holy cow, Trevor Earhart with a full sends him into the wall. I'm sure we're going to have a few people out there in the chat ready to start throwing beer cans at the TVs. That was not a good move. Jeremy Burns, huge shot there.
Yeah, I don't know if he's getting wildly loose, but that was 2 people that sliced him into the wall on their way by. But he's maintaining.
Yeah, heavy damage to the right front of that machine. You see it? He is folded up pretty well. Let's see if we can get an inside look. There's the fender.
Yeah.
Fender's moving around a bit. So Jeremy Burns will now be fighting damage for the remainder of this race. Yeah, he's folded in really good there. That is not exactly where he needed that thing going. All right, let's keep this rolling on through. Back up to Tay McDonald. Seems everything's calmed down a lot more. Trevor Earhart is now sitting 5th. Earhart now on the bottom. See if the 21 rotates up, almost gets the 26 here. Looks like Taze might survive the onslaught here by Trevor Earhart. Now remember, Earhart's got a chip on his shoulder from how this race originally started. He now resumes back his original position of the race, and I'm sure his entire family and team is saying, finally, so back to 4th position. He goes and moving on through, already slipping and sliding around here in the back is Daniel Holloway. Yeah, there you go, Stella. Let her rip.
I was trying. Yeah, Daniel Holloway came down pretty low on that last turn. I don't know if he was letting somebody go by or whether he was just collecting himself back together again.
Yeah, now definitely guys are pushing each other around here, trying to see where they're going to end up. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to survive the whole time here, but let's see. Let's see if they can maintain. I'm definitely, I would be nervous at this point of where I would want to be out here on the track, because there's no place that seems to be quite safe. Yes, Trevor Earhart actually is nailing down some of the fastest times of his own personal best out here, with a 15:17 through section 1 and 2, which is 3 and 4 out there. He is hammering down. He is just on the fly right now. Right now, rotating back up front, where the position 1 and 2 for Raider and Alice Forget have separated from the field by over a second. That is going to be something here, but they're already saying a little history between Trevor Earhart and Tay McDonald. There may be something going on, so words will be said, I am sure. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to cut to commercial and we'll be right back.
One area of our business where we impact the local communities pretty heavily is the school systems. So we work for school systems all over the northern part of the state of New Jersey. We operate their water systems, their wastewater systems. We do a lot of their permitting and compliance work, and we ensure that the water that the kids drink is clean. We go out and do the sampling to ensure that it's not contaminated. And we also treat the wastewater that's being generated at a lot of these facilities as well, before it gets discharged to the environment. So we are supporting the local community through supporting the boards of education and the local school systems.
For the finest in vinyl siding, rain gutters, overhangs, storm and replacement windows, even patios and decks, trust in the experts at Ultimate Siding and Gutters. In addition to being licensed and insured, our technicians are also friendly and courteous, performing hassle-free service and installation at affordable rates. Plus, we provide free estimates for commercial and residential structures. Our entire staff will exceed your expectations. For the ultimate in siding, gutters, and much more. Call Ultimate Siding and Gutters today.
.44 laps remain here at Darlington as the drivers continue charging at each other. Right now, we're taking a look at Alice Forget and Robert Rader. Do want to give a shout out for our sponsor out there, Ultimate Siding and Gutters, Butt Kicker, and Chapman, of course. But Alice Forget was waiting for a mistake to happen, and it has finally happened. Robert Rader breaks a little bit loose coming out of 2, getting really crappy into 3 and 4, and Alice Forget will now be your new leader here at Darlington. The 19 Toyota Napa machine in the front. But Robert Rader, not happy about getting dirty air, will go look to put the battle on. And Earhart's him. Boy, there's no other way of calling that. That is the exact same position that Earhart and Jeremy Burns just got into. And I guarantee you right now, I am not going to turn on that 19's camera because you're about to see somebody with their eyebrows about right at the bottom of his nose with a frown right now about how that turn just went. That did not look good. So Alice Forget back down to second as the battle for the lead still remains under fire here. It seems Raiders in the front, but I don't know for how long. Here it comes. Here it comes. He's going to return the favor. We'll keep an eye actually here on this battle. I want to watch because I think Alice Forget is not happy with how he's being raced out there.
I was going to say, what was that? Was that a bump or was that a bump in the track? What gave Rader the jolt right there?
Looked like Rader may have slipped up coming out of 2 once again, and Alice Forget gave him a little nudge.
Gotcha.
So if he was loose, let's give him the speed he doesn't want right now, and let's see if we can loosen him up. You see, Rader keeps snapping out of 2, and Alice Forget is all over it here, inside line. Let's see if Alice Forget decides to overtake. Rader checks up big time here and decides to fall back. He might try to switch him up here, but Alice Forget getting away not too bad here on the good tires he put back on lap 124. So he's got plenty of life in these things, but I'm sure we're going to see at least one more pit stop before these guys come down, before this race actually ends. Now, will this be under caution? Will this be a pit road, underneath a green flag? Because a 2-tire call from somebody like Trevor Earhart or Dylan Smoot, that could be a huge change of events. But somebody who, not only just from the lead, Michael Bennett has returned back to the top 10 here and is sitting 7th, chasing down James Loveland again.
That's probably your favorite, Tony Stewart car.
That it is. That it is. He just barely lost out there for the paint scheme award out there. I do want to take a peek here, Stella. It says something actually happened out there with Mr. Justice Murphy a little bit ago, and it said he was having some trouble out there. I don't know if something happened literally or...
Oh, this is on the choose cone.
Uh-oh. I'm just trying to see if the woes continue for him here. I don't know what happened. Yeah, that may have just kind of tumbled up. It may have said he had to let somebody in front of him there. So back on 115, Justice Murphy had more trouble, and it's just not ending for him here tonight. 21st is where Justice Murphy does sit. The people in front of him, their laps down, Devin Hudgens, Caleb Gilbert, and Jacob Sirkovich. Now that should be one for you. Caleb Gilbert
Yes.
is down here in 19th position.
Yes.
And he is down 8 laps.
I think it'll. The odds of him getting back as lucky dog is pretty slim.
Boy, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Alice Forget now stretching out to almost a 3/4 of a second lead over top of Robert Rader. Travis Gilbert now starting to turn on the afterburners. He's coming in clutch now. About only a 1.5 seconds behind, and let's reach back almost 2 seconds where we find Tay McDonald. Tay McDonald sitting 4th. Jeremy Burns is 5th. James Loveland is 6th. Michael Bennett being 7th. Dylan Smoot is 8th. Earhart may have had some trouble out there, or something happened. Earhart has now fallen down, back down to 9th, and rounding out our top 10. Oh, yeah, Matthew Robinson. So it looks like Jeffrey Israel taking a peek, but that is going to come to an end as the yellow flag comes out. Daniel Holloway might be involved in this one.
Uh-oh.
Showing him as the slowest car on the track, and I think Chris Nail. Something happened. It looked like he may have had to tow. Let's see if we can find out what happened here to Daniel Holloway. Oh, not Alves.
Nick. Yep.
Boy, is that Robinson on the wall? Good Lord. It almost seems like time. Remember we were talking about that pit stop. I'm sure that the consideration's going to be made now. So that is Chris Nail that just got the front end smashed off his car. What I also want to look at here is notice how Matthew Robinson here in the front. Robinson hits the wall.
Surely.
Alves gets hit.
Well, I believe Alves came down if you go by the lines on the track.
Yeah, we can take a look. Let's find where Nick Alves is again. Let's see if we can take a look here.
Holloway's staying with his left tires on the line, whereas Nick is entering this lane. Oh, but then, okay. He kind of cleared him. And then boop. Gotcha. So who is it? Is it Holloway that is required to let up when somebody comes in and they have the space? Or it's like boxing, everybody, defend yourself at all times.
Defend yourself at all times. I mean,
okay.
he shouldn't have come down. He should have let up. He could have driven through. It's
yeah, a little of everything.
Here you go. We can give you a good one. How about an iRacing incident?
Okay.
In other words,
that's just a racing incident.
If two guys are at fault for the same issue, then just leave it at that. Also, notice Matthew Robinson is still down pit road here.
Well, that's that right-hand Darlington stripe. Didn't he just clip
he
the
gave
wall?
a good bite to the wall there. 45 seconds in his box.
Ooh, that's a whole lot of bite. That's a gulp and a bite.
Eric W. out there says he kisses the wall. Looks like Robinson working his way out now. Might be trying to fix as much damage as he can, not fighting the rest of this race. He'll be returning back to the 14th spot.
Okay.
But Daniel Holloway is working his way back down pit road again.
Oops.
Yep, that'll be his 10th time. And the person who has the most pit stops would be Grant Thorpe with 13.
Ay, ay, ay.
Yep, he may be coming down once again here. See if we can get a fuel and go. That'll make it 14.
Into.
Come on, Grant. You're spending more time down pit road. All right, well, this does shuffle it up a bit as the race off pit road was won by Robert Rader. Now, his pit lane time was 51.75. Alice Forget was 52.40. Interesting enough, Alice Forget, he was faster in the box by 0.2 of a second.
Tense.
Yep.
Okay.
But was off by over half a second on the pit lane time.
Yeah.
So Raider definitely quick on the gas, but definitely didn't spin out of his box to get going.
Interesting.
We'll see.
But
It
the
looks
two
like-
of them had roughly the same, so whatever they chose to do in the box was probably the same also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, 4 tires and fuel. This will be the last stop here of the night. Lap 151 is when everybody came down. So they will have enough fuel and tires to make it to the end.
Barely.
Seeing most of our guys have come down 5 times down pit. That should be the amount of tires in the stall.
6 sets laying. Sorry.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What am I reading? Is it
I don't
really?
know. Yeah.
Son of a bitch, they added another set. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Raider and Alice Forget here in the front. Some of their best times out there on the track. They're sitting in the tower. Raider, Alice Forget, Travis Gilbert, and Tay
Travis-
McDonald.
Travis Gilbert is faster.
Yeah. Now, Travis Gilbert has been the fastest out there on the track, but he's not been consistent as he has been getting run down here. Pretty tough, but we'll see how this gets going here. We'll be back under green here in just a moment. Robert Raider, Alice Forget, hopefully in the final green flag start of this race. Fresh tires for everybody, full fuel, let's go. Right now, outside line steel being hung out there by Michael Bennett. Bennett a little nudge to the wall here. As they still go 3 wide there across the front stretch. Now getting back up to the front. Raider, Travis Gilbert gets second. And Alice Forget drops down to third.
Oh.
Contact with the back of the wall. You can guess that's Trevor Earhart. He's folding up that race car. He's not real happy with it tonight, so he's going to show the guys why he's not happy with it. Moving on through. Tay McDonald is losing a position to James Loveland. Loveland now coming on strong. Outside line for him, and he's got it right now. 26 of Tay McDonald returning back to 5th position where he originally started.
Nope.
And what are we going to do? Let's go back
We
to
are
caution.
Up at the caution. Oh, well, not including the stage, this now ties us for 8 cautions, such as we had the last time we were here. Let's improve.
Let's see what happened back during this yellow flag here. Unsure what happens.
During the yellow flag? What
Whoa,
caused it?
Sturkovich is around.
Yep. Oh, Lord. Who was spinning?
Yeah, I thought I saw Trevor Keith being another one of the slow vehicles out there on the track. Let's see if we can take another peek at it. What happens? Sturkovich gets loose, catches Holloway here. Yeah, if you saw Trevor Keith snap forward because he had it clear.
Yeah.
Boy, he's having steering problems tonight. You see that?
Yeah,
That's the second time the steering keeps snapping on him. Pit road for these two gentlemen. Trevor Keith and Daniel Holloway will be working their way down. Matthew Robinson as well. Think out there Joshua Abbott is already hoping for Robinson to come on with the top 10, rooting him on here.
Yeah, he had it there for a little while. He'll come back.
Yeah, the ending here isn't looking too hot though, Stella. Right now we are seeing him return back down pit road.
Oh.
And right now he's sitting 14th. He's got to hurry up and get down and start fixing whatever's going wrong with this race car for his 6th visit here of the night. Yeah, he definitely looks like he probably has, there are no tires left. He is looking to fix damage. I don't know if anything is going on with the race. Oh boy, there you already see the fender come out. We caught that just in time. So a little fender out, and we may see the hood get smushed down a little more, and he may have the chance to get back out on the track and try to be more competitive.
That's cool. Yeah, Jessica's out there rooting on Alex Forget. She's always here, which is a good thing. He better remember to thank her.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got to admit right now, Alex Forget can't throw away this finish. Even if he doesn't win, he cannot throw away this finish.
No.
Nothing would be more detrimental to the Element X team and more trying to find the word. A lot better here for the Performance Racing team, for Performance Motorsports to get to continue their charge on through. Because if we're looking for another performance motorsports driver, we're looking outside the top 10. Well, Nick Alves and Michael Bennett here. They're sitting 10th and 11th. Right now, it's not looking too bad there for the Go for Broke Racing guys. Right now, they are the ones seem to be doing a heck of a job out there. Travis Gilbert being one of them, sitting second. You've got Tay McDonald sitting fifth. You got Kevin Orlando sitting eighth. And Trevor Keith just having a dismal night sitting down there in 16th. But on the lead lap.
Yes.
So he is still lead lap. He's not behind, so he is going to have enough completed laps here tonight.
We do have a couple drivers who have taken it to the garage, however.
Yes, we do. Mr. Schaefer in the
John
23
Wright.
Chevrolet. The 10 Chevrolet has taken it back to the garage, and I believe Chris Nail in the 88 Chevrolet. So 3 Chevys out of it. Grant Turner and Tyler Harrison, if they stay out there, boy, that would be close. 25? Yeah, if they stay out there, they'll be able to gain at least one position, moving themselves up unless somebody else totals out here. Justice Murphy, if he totals out. Justice Murphy now moving up into 20th. Notice how Travis Gilbert looks like he's trying to rattle the cage a little bit here as he drops down to the bottom, considering a 3 wide here at the start. He will not be able to do that. Pace car lights are off. And we'll be back underway. Stella, this is looking pretty wild here. Terry out there is saying 24 laps is a long time.
Yes, especially when you do have green-white checkers available.
That it is. Right now, I'm sure teams are hoping they can play nice here for a little while. Try to get some green flag laps down because this is going to be a nasty one here at the beginning if this doesn't square itself off. Pace car lights are out. Pace car is off the table. Disters are set. Green flag out. Away we go. Boy, Raider, what a jump.
That was a jump.
Yeah, Alex Forget almost gets caught snoozing here. He's going to have to battle for a second. Travis Gilbert is going to really push it here on the bottom. Rotating up. Oh, front end dragon. Alex Forget.
Yeah.
No. Alex Forget drifting out of 2 here. Holds on to it, but only loses a position. Down to 3rd. Kevin Orlando. Boy, Alex Forget, I said he can't risk it here. He's got to just maintain, get a podium position here tonight. So Alex Forget sits 3rd. Raider is going to run away with it by now a second over top of Alex Forget, who seemed to be the one who is giving him the most trouble. Kevin Orlando, pow, off the wall there. Knocking it on down. Daniel Holloway dropping down. Trevor Earhart down to 16th now, and it looks like Kevin Orlando might be fighting a little bit of aerodynamic damage as Loveland goes on around him. Almost like he wasn't, like he was in the wrong gear.
Yes, yeah, and McDonald is coming up on the inside. I thought Orlando was going to try to give Forget a run for his money there for a moment, but not with the double kiss to the wall.
Yeah, Tay McDonald here. Look at him. He's trying to wrangle this car in. Man, he wants Tay McDonald not happy about his position here. Tay McDonald dropping out of the top 5. He wants to get it back, but you can tell he's frustrated. He's not happy with the car here tonight. He's not happy with people that are around him and kind of how he's getting banged up and banged around. So hopefully if we can keep Tay nice, calm, and cool, and he's got to maintain composure, and that just takes a lot of driving. That takes a lot of just that veteran status of guys who have had so much time behind the wheel. They learn how to feel kind of find that zen. They can, they get that hype up, be able to make that breakaway, and then calm down. Give it a second. Let the race come to you. Let the car come to you. I can't say anything. I do it as soon as I'm in the top 3. I get the jitters because I can't believe how many cars are now behind me instead of in front of me. So, him right now hanging out in the top 10, sitting 6th, not too bad, but he's going to be really pressing it here as he gets around Kevin Orlando goes back, almost takes out the rest of the field. Holy cow. Right now, I'm sure Tay might be rubbing his eyes because he's like, man, how did I get through that one? So Kevin Orlando with a 4th place sitting, now down to 9th after one spin out here. And look where Jeremy Burns is, taking a look on the inside here of Michael Bennett. Matthew Robinson trying to see if he can get his teammate on the outside to push on around. The lack of downforce back to the 14 is helping. Matthew Robinson now up to 11th. Away they go, and this race is really heating up here in the final 20 laps.
Yeah, they are getting squirrely. They are pushing. I was watching Jeffrey Israel giving Smoot a little bit of help from the back end there. Yeah, I think they feel that checkered flag and they're hungry.
Yeah, well, they got to make it happen right now. I'm waiting to see if Travis Gilbert is going to be able to catch Robert Rader. If Rader can get a win, it should be a win in your end. He's going to slide on in to the next round. It doesn't matter what happens after that. Alex Forget is now lost third place. He drops down to fourth. Tay McDonald, we saw his frustration. He's got to calm down. He may have a shot here at fourth. Dylan Smoot sits sixth. Jeffrey Israel, not too bad here by the number 6 Ford if he stays out of trouble. Obviously, Jeffrey Israel can drive really well. He's just not having any bad luck tonight. So continuing on, then the KK Electric Machine, that Chapman Environmental Services 6 Ford is sitting 7th. Let's move back to Nick Alves and the DuPont. But is the Coastal Chevrolet, well, in the DuPont rainbow color. Jeff Gordon Throwback sitting 8th. Matthew Robinson is, Matthew Robinson looking to see if he can get 9th here. And I guarantee you out there, Joshua Abbott just puckered right there. Might have to dig the seat out there, buddy, because right now it looked like Matthew Robinson was getting ready to throw away his race as he is now on the outside here of Jeremy Burns. Burns starting to use a little bit of the draft from the backside of Kevin Orlando, and Burns is around.
Yep. Oh, I kept watching Robinson. His little rear end was just a wiggling back and forth.
No caution is out. Jeremy Burns is around, sitting 16th. We continue.
I mean, he did a full circle. That means he was backwards.
And he was actually still in reverse here. How was there no caution? Contact Matthew Robinson. Looked like Robinson came down on him and turns Jeremy Burns around. Right front damage for Burns.
But iRacing is in charge of throwing yellow flags, so somehow I guess they believe that he was not blocking anybody, so away we go.
Oh, boy.
My heavens.
Wow, that was not a good shot here. So let's see. A couple of guys are making some contact with other cars. This is going to be the battle here. Is right now Matthew Robinson into Kevin Orlando. Yeah, Robinson into 9th. That moves Orlando down to 10th. Earhart looking for a top 10 finish here. Looking pretty good. Now, where does Earhart decide to pass Orlando, or is Orlando going to be able to straighten up here? Orlando's starting to get squirrely. Earhart back into the back end of Orlando again. Yeah, right now, Earhart is not real happy with the guys getting in front of him here, and he's letting them know about it. Earhart underneath, good angle here. As we see Michael Bennett trying to see if he can follow the same line. Bennett sitting 13th, and we're starting the clump of cars as 10th, 11th, 12th, and right now 13th. As Bennett almost is getting his nose ripped off here by Keith and Orlando. Not sure what's happening out here. Boy, Orlando in the wall. That's no, Keith.
No, Keith into the wall.
That's going to be a caution. No caution.
No, really?
Yo, man, there's got to be a caution here. That just completely totaled out Trevor Keith here.
Can I protest?
It may be a possibility. Stella, I would highly recommend asking up there if anybody's considering throwing a caution. We've got Jeremy Burns and Trevor Keith now obliterated. Keith having to tow and no caution. So lap 173, we've got guys getting absolutely mauled here. And no caution coming out. Apparently, Barney in the flag booth is still getting rotator cuff surgery from the cautions previous in the race. 10 laps left to go here. Michael Bennett up to 13th. Raiders still leading this race. Closest person is Travis Gilbert, behind by 0.6 of a second. James Loveland, 2.5 seconds. off pace here, if they decide to go ahead and throw the caution out, that's going to clump everybody back together. There are no tires left down pit. If there is, they may want to come down and throw them on, but it could be the call of the race. But it's very interesting to see no caution being thrown for many drivers being taken out of this one. So very, very careful these guys need to be. But even Terry out there is saying there needed to be a caution, and I would probably say the reason they're not doing that is for arbitrary cautions. If admin pulls a caution, somebody didn't want it, and then they're pointing fingers that somebody said there was some sort of an advantage. And Stella, yeah, I'm sure you're back to tell me that's exactly the consensus.
Well, again, it is iRacing that throws the cautions, not admin. And the kicker here is, as we are being told, Darlington is notorious for, if you are not in the thick of it, they are not going to throw it, because there's plenty of room if you go down and hit that inside wall just to let them roll.
Okay, I figured Trevor Keith would have been enough with debris out there on the track.
Yeah.
But that is not going to be the case. Everybody else is just going to have to navigate around it. So a couple Ferdinand Magellans out here going to have to figure out how to get it done. Let's see if they can get around the world on this one. Alves now up to 7th, gaining 4 positions in his Chevrolet. Jeffrey Israel has gained 13 of the night, but he's not the biggest mover of the race, as Dylan Smoot. Dylan Smoot in the 92 Ford, back in the Taco Bell car. He said last time he raced his paint scheme, he ended up
Good
third.
luck. Yeah.
Right now, he's trying to see if he can bring it on back. Right now, Taco Bell continuing on through, sitting 8th. He's hoping to get just one more position, but Nick Alves is going to do everything he can to keep him behind him. So I got to admit, Alves, as we've seen Nick Alves year after year and season after season,
Yep.
this guy is increasing. He's getting better every year. I mean, we saw him hanging around about that 16th, 18th mark. Last season, we saw him doing about that 9th to 4th, 9th to 12th mark. Now we can see almost consistent top 10s, wins, and even top 5s here on Nick Alves. So Alves still doing much, much better year after year. He got in himself this time into the playoffs. He's been able to, he can take on his own battles, and he's now leading his team. And just he's able to maintain calm. He's got guys who can help him, and guys he's helping, and it seems to be really going his way. So the Performance Motorsports guys have really got a great guy out there, and they were so far so good, as Nick Alves has got to be proud of Alice Forget, who's 3 spots ahead of him here, going to see if he can take another shot in Robinson off the wall. Boy, that was a hard hit.
It was.
That was a hard hit again into the wall.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't know if Robinson's real happy about this, looking to see if he's fighting that car a little bit. Oh, him and Earhart. We're going to turn that camera off before something happens here, because the 1 and the 21 getting into it. Robinson still would have a top 10 here if he just can maintain this position. Obviously, Eric W. out there, he's got definitely, he's liking my antics up here in the booth.
He's funny. I mean, it just somebody has a wall fetish. I thought I laughed out loud with that one. I in the middle of being seriousness here, but yeah, he's got some good ones. The relaxed cautions are on.
Yeah,
that's good too. But we are in the final 2 laps, people.
Yep.
So.
Looking pretty good. Battle's starting to actually calm down a little bit. We are taking a peek through the rest of the field to see if anybody's going to see if they can throw up their dukes here at the end. It doesn't look like anybody's close enough to really put up much of a fight. Earhart definitely see if he can reel him in. Nick Alves trying to see if he can take a look here for 6, but the white flag is out. Robert Rader in the lead and still remains in the lead. 2.5 seconds ahead here, not too shabby here by Robert Rader, getting the win here at Darlington for the Remember 343 presented by the Blue Ridge Volunteer Fire Department. Robert Rader takes the win here. Not too bad. Let's check back here as Nick Alves for 7th. Yeah, unable to get around him there. Smoot up to 8th. Trevor Earhart was 9th. Matthew Robinson finishes 10th.
There you go. How about that, Joshua?
And not too shabby here. Right now, I'm sure a bunch of words are going to be said. I'm sure that box is going to light up. Let me see. That box is still gray up there, Stella. It looks like
Really?
Not chewing each other yet. I'm waiting for it to open up from some of that race. Jeremy Burns, definitely, I would expect to see something from him because he's going to be pretty hot out there from what happened. And honestly, I can't blame him.
Yeah, that there was some a little bit too much touchy-feely between the cars. Oh, boink. we both pointed. That's too funny. Alrighty.
Yep. All right, and we'll take a look here as Robert Rader gets his burnout done. I do want to get a quick shout out here from our race sponsor here, Jeremy Burns. Give me a little shout out here, man. Talk to me a little bit about the Blue Ridge Volunteer Fire Department.
Yeah, these guys have been working since 1976, and it's built around neighbors helping neighbors, and it's something that I grew up with. So it's a great organization, great place to come as a community, and I couldn't be more happy. We were out there for a long time, and just the wrong place, wrong time, really. And it's unfortunate we couldn't get where we were all night, but at the same time, I have a lot of pride carrying these colors and the logo on the hood. So yeah, thank you, Blue Ridge Volunteer Fire Company, for coming out and supporting and sponsoring this race. And yeah, the car looked great. Too bad we put a couple scrapes on her though.
Yeah,
Aw.
definitely. You got
That's to be expected at Darlington, though.
Yeah, I guess people were trying to get you in the shape of a boomerang out there using your driver's door there a few times. Boy, Darlington, that's one of those tracks, man. It's just it's hard. It's hard to find the right angle and the right place to be without hitting that line just perfectly. But Jeremy, before we let you go, man, we head to Kansas as our points leader here, man. Talk to me about it. How do we offset this 14th place finish here tonight?
It all starts with qualifying. It's so hard to pass there, and everyone's so even. So we just have to qualify really good and maximize stage points. Luckily, we maximized stage points today. I think we got third or fourth in the stage. So that really helps when we don't have the finish that we want, and just hoping to repeat it next week and actually get the finish that we deserve this week.
All righty, Jeremy, appreciate you, buddy, and hopefully we'll catch up with you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Yep. All righty, and want to make sure we got a quick shout out from our race sponsor there of Jeremy Burns. Let's take a look at where our race drivers finished. Raider with a win early here in the run. Excellent job. Travis Gilbert sits second. James Loveland is third. Alice Forget almost getting after a heck of a race here tonight. If he hadn't have slipped out of turn 2 there, I think he may have had Raiders' number here tonight. Tay McDonald sitting 5th. Jeffrey Israel was 6th. Nick Alves, 7th position for him. Dylan Smoot was 8th. Trevor Earhart battles his way back to 9th. And Matthew Robinson with a 10th place finish. And you got to admit, Grant Thorpe with some offset pitting and a lap down or so, coming back into 11th. Not too shabby.
I did not notice that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he definitely owned it there. Not too bad. So if you also consider here, when we're talking a little bit about race winnings, if I am not mistaken, $55 goes to Robert Rader here tonight.
That would be correct. 30 to the winner and 25 to best throwback.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, Stella, let's hold on there for just a moment. Let's see if we can reel our drivers in, and we'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Let's see what they figured out that was happening on the track that we weren't seeing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have caught up third place finisher, James Loveland. Man, dude, talk to me about this race. We saw you break loose here coming out of turn 2 more than once tonight. How did you hold on to it?
I don't know. I guess just a lot of luck. I mean, I don't know what was going on. Probably about 90% of that race, I was terrible, and I was just trying to hold on, do the best I could. And I don't know, for some reason that last run we had there, I don't know, maybe the clean air or something, but man, that car was going. I was putting some decent lap times down, so man, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you started picking up the pace. I know when you were racing out there around Kevin Orlando, I know there was some trouble banging around out there with the 27 machine. Talk to me about, when you were getting in a deep clump of cars, how nervous were you, that at any turn, something could end your night?
Yeah, I was pretty nervous. I didn't want to get involved in a wreck or anything, but man, side by side was very nerve wracking. I actually middle of the race or something, I was passing Justice to the lap car, and the air must have went off my spoiler or something that turned me completely sideways. But yeah, it was really scary out there. I was just, man, I'm glad to just have a solid points day. I'll take it.
Yeah, no kidding. Especially how last year went, man. You gave up your position. And also, you came in late to this season, one in on points, and now we're third place here tonight. Is you think there's a good chance? Deep down inside, you might say, "Hey, I might be the guy to take this one away this season."
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I feel like I've been really strong. I don't know. Last season, I just felt off. I don't know. I just couldn't get the results, and I don't know. It seems like this season, I'm always on the podiums, always inside the top 10. I mean, few races was just bad luck with some wrecks or something, but I mean, for the most part, it's every week it seems like I'm up front competing for a win. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully, I hope we can, but just got to play it by round. Fortunately, the next two races we have will be pretty good for us.
All right, that being Kansas and Bristol. Shout out time here, James.
Yeah, shout out to you guys at the broadcast as always. Shout out to the league. Man, a lot of fun tonight, even though it was crazy. Shout out to the race sponsor tonight, and shout out to my team. Was missing Parker tonight, unfortunately. Chris didn't have a great night, but Trevor, with all the craziness he had tonight, had a solid finish. So that was good for at least the two of us. So we'll take it.
All righty, man. Congratulations on your third place finish, and head back to the garage. I think Trevor needs some of those dents pulled out of his race car here tonight.
Yeah, that's going to cost a lot.
Yeah. All right, James. Good luck to you, buddy.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, Stella, it looks like you were catching up here with Travis Gilbert, our second place finisher here tonight, and what a race he had. Go ahead and take it away.
Yes, you should be so proud of yourself. This has been one heck of a night for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Patrick and Stella. It was a long race and made a couple mistakes that I lost track position, thinking that it was going to go a different way, a different direction, and kind of regret it because once you get back in traffic, man, and plus the playoffs are on the line and everything, so that dirty air was monstrous. But we fought back, and I mean, I think I showed that everybody's pretty lucky that I didn't make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, because you and Smoot were the only ones out of the playoff that made the top 10 this evening. And do you know that puts you way ahead in the best of the rest competition for this playoff season?
I appreciate that, but that's neither here nor there. We're showing up every weekend, trying to give it our
Oh.
best when we can, or should I say every week, every Wednesday. So I appreciate being the best of the rest, but man, I was trying to really push there, trying to finally get it this 22 vet to track Ford Mustang in the victory lane over here in the RR series. So just fell up a little short. Congrats to Rob. Hopefully you guys had a good show up there in the broadcast.
Oh yeah, it was pretty hairy. It was like you say, as soon as anybody was in traffic or next to each other, this track was either sucking everybody together or throwing everybody apart. It was pretty wild in the back. Be happy you were up there in the front.
I appreciate it. One thing about Darlington, especially now with these next gens, they're very line sensitive, and these cars are hard to drive. They're very hard to drive. 1 minute you think you can go around a little faster, and then you push the throttle down maybe 2 to 5% more, and next thing you know, you catch yourself spinning around.
Yep, we saw some of that tonight. That and the sudden right-hand turns out of nowhere. But how do you feel about going in next week? You gonna keep up the good work?
We're gonna try to. I think my son has his first game because it was too hot, so they decided to cancel it and put it at the
Oh,
end of the season. So we'll see. It depends. They might do another Tuesday game depending on the weather. So if we can show up, heck yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Looking to put some spoils to some of these playoff drivers.
all right, all right. Well, Kansas is looking forward to you. Let's have your shout outs for this evening.
Well, first, I'd like to thank you guys over at Simtrax Broadcasting. Without you guys, we wouldn't have a platform to put it on YouTube. Along with that goes the RR, the Racing Revolution, all the admins, Kevin, Rob, everybody, Nick, Grant, Justice, Trevor, everybody who does an extremely difficult job between racing and managing, and plus, all the stuff, the PR stuff behind the scenes. It doesn't go unnoticed, so I appreciate them. Second or thirdly, I'd like to thank Vet the Track. Jim, appreciate him for everything he does for veterans. And tonight, I specifically owe Tay McDonald a great thank you and a great appreciation, because without his guidance and some of his setup tips, I probably didn't even get the pole tonight or be able to finish second. I was struggling. So appreciate him over at Go for Broke, all my Go for Broke teammates, Kevin and Trevor. And then with that, all my fans, Terry Tweet, my mom, dad, my sister, her family, my son, and all of them that watch, all the people that are out here watching you guys, we appreciate it and hope you guys enjoy the playoff first race of the first round of the playoffs so far.
There you go. Yeah. And hey, what are team members for, but to help each other out. So thank you and have a very good evening.
Thank you, Stella, and Patrick. Appreciate you guys. You guys have a good evening too.
Yep, take it easy, Travis. Alrighty, everybody, that is our second place finisher, moving us on to Robert Rader, our race winner here of the night. And man, oh man, did he have a run, really, to make it happen. Rob, this race, I wasn't sure if it was going to be all you on this one, but you definitely pulled away here in the very final part. Riddled with cautions here, but not as many cautions as we thought here at the end. Talk to me a little bit about it here.
It was kind of a funny race from my seat because I think I was like the second fastest car on the short run behind Travis, and then the second fastest car on the long run behind Berube. And so my entire race and strategy just kind of depended on where those guys were and then what part of the run we were in. I was doing a whole lot to try to save tires pretty much the entire race. And that was working out really well for me. So some of those guys were, they were a lot faster in 3 and 4, but they were just tearing the tires up. I was doing something a little different down there. And that really paid off on the long run, except for Berube, who could do both. I don't know how he was doing it, but if it would have stayed green, I think he probably would have won the race. But yeah, super happy about the way that it all went. I mean, I'm tired. The sweat dried up before you got me in here for the interview, so that's good news. But yeah, it was a good one. It was a good one.
Yeah, I think clear it up for the viewers, and we won't spend a whole lot of time on this. Jeremy Burns ended up in a wreck on 169, and he ended up reversed back up onto the track. Then on lap 173, Trevor Keith ended up in a huge pile up there in the back, I think with him and 2 other cars. No caution came out for either one of those here toward the end. I was somewhat off the track, but we did have guys in reverse and on the racing surface. Talk to me a little bit about iRacing and why no caution came out, just for the viewers out here. They're over here giving us fire signs.
Yeah, it was. Darlington is notorious in iRacing for just never throwing a caution, and it's like, so for iRacing you have to have a car backwards or completely sideways somewhere in the racing line, or what they determine to be the racing line, and it's like that dashed line that everybody runs above seems to be about the only thing that they consider part of the track. And even then, you have to have cars coming pretty immediately at the car that's around in order for it to throw a caution. So, I mean, it's notoriously bad about throwing cautions here. It's something that I think most of the guys in the league are aware of going into it. That's why you really don't want to get loose, especially off turn 2, because you spin out down there and hit the wall, and like there's about a 0% chance you're getting a caution unless somebody else is coming with you. So, um, I mean, it worked out for me tonight that we didn't have all these extra cautions, but yeah, it's this track. There's a couple others that are pretty bad, but Darlington is by far the worst for automatic cautions.
All righty. Hey, let's switch gears here a little bit. How
All right.
is the new racing rig treating you here with the racing here?
Fantastic, man. Everything's better. I mean, name it, it's better. So it's pretty cool. Got a more natural field of view, which I feel like helps in certain circumstances. Just have a better idea of exactly where the car is at. I'd be lying if I said I thought it really made me any faster, but it makes me feel faster. So, I mean, that counts for something, right?
Yeah. Well, at least gives you a little more peripheral, you know what I mean? Just being able to see where you are, be able to kind of measure a better distance to the wall instead of smacking it off there, where one screen would not be able to go along with that. But man, excellent job on your race win here tonight for the Blue Ridge Volunteer Fire Department. Talk to me about Kansas. I mean, how do we set ourselves up for that 1.5-mile track?
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Kansas and Bristol are 2 tracks that I'm really good at and have a lot of fun at. So I was actually really looking forward to this round to begin with. Now that we've won Darlington, I can wreck out of both of those races. Doesn't matter. So now it's just about chasing additional playoff points for the next round. We'll be super quick at Kansas. I'm sure the whole EXR team will be quick at Kansas and Bristol, and we'll see what we can do. But feeling really good about the rest of this round, and hopefully put myself in a better position for the round of 12 after this.
All right. Well, we definitely know better watching you. You sit third in the points with Jeremy Burns out there in the lead. This is very unusual to see you out of the lead. Heading in.
I mean, I'm in the lead now that I won the race, Patrick.
Yes, for
update,
now.
well, hold on, we'll get the points updated as quick as we can. Get them to you.
I was going to say for now until we move into the round of 12, where it's just going to get much tighter here. That's what I'm saying is, why not go for the win at Bristol? Why not go for the win at Kansas? I think Tay McDonald's calling his shot with the Echo Electric 200. I think he's aiming for that one to be the win.
Yeah, it's a good track for him too. And I mean, Tay and Travis have been really fast with those go for broke cars lately. I mean, either one of them could have won the race tonight if things just fall a little bit differently. So I'm sure that both of them will be relevant at Kansas and Bristol. Probably Berube too. He's kind of had a rough end to the season, the regular season, but I mean, he was here tonight for sure.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, you're a rich man. $55. Heading your way. Not only did you win the best for the paint, but $30 to win the race. Shout out time here, Rob.
I forgot about that, but thanks for reminding me. Yeah, shout out to Chapman Environmental Services. They weren't on the card today, so we could run the super cool throwback for NASCAR Racing 2003 season. So shout out Chapman and everything they do for the league and for the team EXR. And speaking of them, we had the best team in the league for sure. Week in and week out. Just quality guys, and they're fast, and just love having those guys on the team. So shout out EXR. I think mixed results tonight for the team, but Darlington will do that to you. And then big shout out to Blue Ridge Volunteer Fire Department. I think it's super cool that we had them on for the throwback race, and Jeremy Burns had a really awesome paint scheme that I think definitely could have won the paint scheme contest. Not just because it looked great, but also because of what it was throwing back to. I thought that was really cool. So shout out to them. And then, all the other standard sponsors and stuff that we always talk about. Simtrax Broadcasting, you guys are great. I'm so tired, man. I'm running out. You got them, Patrick. You got them, yeah. Butt Kicker. What's the next one?
Gutters.
Oh, yeah, Ultimate Siding Gutters. I think
buddy.
that covers them. I'm going to bed.
Take care of you.
All right, Rob. Congratulations on your win, man, and we'll catch you next week at Kansas.
All right, appreciate it, Patrick. Thank you, guys.
Not a problem.
You bet.
that man is burned out. That is it. After racing like that, I can't blame him. I'd be smoked out of this one too. Stella, last final thoughts here.
Well, I don't know what these guys would have done if they were racing back in the day, because I think that first race at Darlington was, 6 hours and 38 minutes? So, pull up your bootstraps, gentlemen, and iRacing, get it together at Darlington. We need to be proper here.
Yeah, well, definitely the lack of cautions, especially needed there. Jeremy Burns could have definitely used one. I think everybody may have come down for their final set of tires, and it may have squeezed everything back together,
Would
and
have been
it
a
may have
heck of a
may or may,
shootout.
yeah, may or may not have changed the results here of the race. But it was definitely a great race regardless. Definitely had a few cautions there, but we definitely had great racing back and forth. I'm glad to see Tay McDonald getting the top 5 there, Matthew Robinson getting the top 10, and everybody else trying to see if they could survive out there. But next week, we head to Kansas. Mile-and-a-half track is some guys, it's their strong point. Others, it's guys ready to hang that noose up and say, we'll try a different week. But that is going to do it for us here tonight. Simtrax Broadcasting signing off. We'll catch you guys at Kansas. Be well, be safe, be kind, and I'll see all you guys next time.